Okay, Wimpkin's good.
Wimpkin is up. That is correct.
Yes. I'm trying to be live tonight.
You're doing.
Look,
You're
Rumble
doing
looks
great.
like it's good, so we're good there.
Yeah,
what else
Rumble's
do I check?
Good. YouTube, Twitter, and everything, but we should be good. I usually get these notifications if we're going to be too bad. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Donut and Friendly Show. It's Matthew Spear from the Donut and Friendly Show, and Amy, good friend, host of the show, is in the house, and Olivia is with Ethan at the play, and I am here. Realize that I've never missed anything of my son or daughter and their lives, and if I have, I've been on FaceTime or whatever, and I got a job to do. We have not missed a show in I don't know how many months, but it's been a long time since I've posted, hey, we won't be on tonight. In fact, I don't even remember the last time, so it's got to be November, I would think, because Christmas we were spot on. We, a couple times we didn't make it, but it was because of Christmas or Christmas Eve. But yeah, so I'm just keeping the streak going, and we need to be on. So here we are, and we're gonna rock and roll. But I get full video. They're gonna FaceTime, and we get to see it. Hopefully, all of us get to watch it live. But we'll see what happens. Amy, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. Sorry about last Wednesday. I was coming actually eastbound, which is weird to hit traffic, and it was completely stopped in Bluemont, like stopped.
Weird.
It was so strange.
Wow.
I was so late. Yeah, it was just absolutely crazy. So sorry about Wednesday, but no, everything's good.
Good. Yeah. That's a beautiful drive down Bluemont. Folks, we are 5 seconds away. We'll get you the topics. Trust me, all the good stuff. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Hang tight. Watch the ending of the intro.
Hey, Matt, congratulations on your success, brother. And I really appreciate you giving, both sides, and just free speech, the opportunity to have a platform, dude.
Got it. You got it. Thanks for everything you've done for this country, Eli. We'll talk next time. Tell Jen hello, and I'll have this ready in a couple of hours, and you can share it and take a look. Thank you, man.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Bye-bye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Welcome, everybody, to the Donut Friendly Show. Matthew Spear from the Donut Friendly Show, and Amy Robinson is here. We were talking about dogs. Yeah.
Love
Hello.
the intro. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. Isn't that
It's
great?
just some, I'm gonna interrupt you and just be annoying. Sorry.
Do it. We got a whole new intro down here too. So, getting in the spirit of getting everybody's photographs and wanting to make sure we're all represented on the show, which I think is important. Ash is to my left; she's sleeping, and we were talking about the dog and how it's tiresome. And Amy's like, "Well, we can do training. I know a good trainer." I'm like, "Oh no! It's yeah." I literally in the service was with team dogs every minute of the day. Every day there was always a team dog near me. And once I got even in A school, there were team dogs, and a lot of the dogs from DevGrew and Little Creek were actually housed up in Dam Neck. So it was a voluntary thing where we could go and feed the dogs and spend time with them. And so and then the veteran research groups that we've had and everything else. So I training a dog is the easiest thing in the world for me, and I love them. And she walks on my left and heels whenever I stop. And I mean, she's 4 months old, and she's playing dead and fetch and everything else. It's training the family. It's not training the dog. And it's, hey, it's quiet time. Silence, everyone. 2 hours, no talking. Shut up. Go downstairs, play video games. Do not yell or scream because you wake up the dog. Wake the baby, right? So helping them understand that, but it's okay, So tonight, she's with me. She's been with me since 6 a.m. and I don't leave the dog alone. I'm constantly attentive to the dog. So whether and I have a regimented schedule that we do. She's active for 3 hours and then down for 2. And she needs 16, 18 hours of sleep a day, which usually means dad can get a nap in here. That's not been the case because this morning I was up at 6. It was a late night and she pops up and, I'm like, gosh, it's going to be off schedule. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I hit it and I get to that like 10:45 mark. I'm like, all right, I got a good till 1:30. And then 30 minutes into the nap, 3 Blackhawks go over the house, and which is usually doesn't happen until 8 o'clock. And, it thumps the house and she wakes up and I'm like, son of a gun. So here we are. But anyway, the good news is we've got Ethan and Hayden and Mom over at a choir. Ethan has a little solo. We should have a video for that. And we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about tonight.
Good. I'm excited. I'm like out of the loop. I've been working.
Oh, you got plenty. How's work going?
So honestly, it was like pretty slow until this week. And now it's the weather because we're getting good weather and people are like, oh crap, we got to buy a house before spring market truly hits.
Right.
Because unlike what the news media is reporting, we still are in a housing shortage for the most part. There are some houses available, of course, but not for the amount of people who need a home in our area, especially in lower price points. If you can, anything under $1 million is goes fast. So
yeah,
busy.
And what is the dealio with the media, and why are they pretending that there's no longer a crisis when everybody knows there's a crisis still?
Man, I'm just so actually, Jason's friend called him yesterday and was asking him. They're very polar opposite. Thank you. All.
Bobby,
sorry
in
about
memory
your
of my aunt. Yeah, sorry about your aunt, Bobby. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for thinking of us during this time. So go ahead. What was
He was asking what we thought because they're very, very far left leaning. Good friends of ours are actually coming over in a few weeks to stay with us, and we're more conservative in our home. And it's funny because we were kind of in agreement on the news media recently and the reports. And I'm like, oh, it's funny because he's like, what do you think about this and the layoffs and all these things? And we're like, hey, the news media is not actually reporting the proper information. And they agreed with that. And it was like, holy cow, they're very far left leaning and they're seeing it. And that was amazing to us.
That's good news.
Because again, but they're wonderful people. They're just wrong in their beliefs. So they're just wrong. They're wrong, but they're wonderful people. No, but it's funny because I'm still seeing housing reports of oh my gosh, we're about to have this crisis here in Northern Virginia and the DC metro area, which is not I could see Maryland having a more difficult time than Virginia. but not the Maryland that's closer to DC. So I think we'll be fine. I really do.
Well, we're going to find out. If somebody wants my house, they can certainly take it for the right price. I'll take 1.25 and we'll figure out where to go. And I'm not going to get that. But what I'm hoping is that we stay low on inventory, not too low where you can't make a living. We want you to make ducats, of course. But it stays competitive. And I think if we can get through this year, we might be in a better spot next year.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think the reports were, and again, this is the news media reporting this, so I don't have any faith in this number, but I saw it on several sources. They said that 70% of real estate agents didn't make any money last year. And it was funny because I told Jason, I was like, it was the best year I've ever had in my life. I made more money than him. Yeah. That's never happened.
They're lazy.
So,
and like, that's people making excuses.
Oh, there's lazy.
No. Sure, it is. Oh, yeah? Really? How did you do it?
I'm just very blessed. I have a wide network of people that I am friendly with, and they trust me because I've been doing this a long time. So I have a lot of trust. But so people refer to me. I advertise.
Bullshit. What? Will you just? I'm going to mute your mic. I've seen the hours you put in.
I put in a lot of hours.
Well, then that's called hard work, which is it's antithetical to the word lazy. So you're a hard worker. And if other people made zero, if 70% of real estate agents didn't make any money, it's because they're fucking lazy. Sorry. I've been in the corporate world. I've always made money. I've always found a job. Yeah. No matter what market it is. Why? Is because I'm damn good at what I did. And you are too. So toot your fucking horn and let's get going. Yeah, before I have to get in that. It's been a while. I've been a little punchy. So I'm in a good way. I know how hard you work. You bust your ass, and you deserve all the accolades in the world. So you deserve your success. See, and I bust my ass, and I deserve the success that we have on the show. All of us do. So it's all good. Let's get into it. Dan Bongino is now Deputy Director of the FBI. This is
amazing.
Like, I always thought about it. Like, if President Trump asked me to do something for the country, would I do it? And yes. I mean, I've already served my country, but if the president asks you, kind of hard to say no. But I don't want to give up my podcast, and I wouldn't want to give this up, right? Dan Bongino is 1,000,000 times larger than me. Oh, God. Tina, prior day. Look at you just crushing with a post that I might even have to read. I usually don't read these long ones. We'll come back and maybe we'll hit you, Tina.
I didn't see it, so.
But Bongino taking deputy director is a little bit different. I wrote an article about it on the Dumb News today. If you haven't been over there, go to thedumbnews.com. And if Kash Patel is the strategist, right, then Dan Bongino is going to be the muscle. And I've got a clip for you that I'm sure Geraldo Rivera is rolling over in his grave. We're going to watch this. We'll get a kind of reaction on Bongino. I knew he was going to get tapped, but Deputy Director of the FBI is pretty serious. That is a very, very prestigious position. And directors in the FBI are huge. And you have directors of science technology, you have directors of human acquisition, you've got multiple directors. But in the FBI, deputy director, and I believe there's 2 reporting deputy directors to the director of the FBI. And that's a pretty big position. So I have a feeling that Dan Bongino is going to be the muscle. But here is just a little taste of Dan Bongino if you don't know who he is and how he can literally get under the skin. Watch this.
I want to see the country burn, you son of a bitch. I want to see the country burn, you punk.
Geraldo knows everything, apparently. Despite the fact he knows nothing.
Dan, stop arguing over time. Now it's your turn. You have the mic.
Yeah, they did an actual study on police contacts and found no systemic racism. It was the Department of Justice, their Bureau of Justice statistics, but he doesn't know any of that. But secondly, this is again why being a reporter about police.
What, you have a 10-minute career as a cop?
Geraldo, you got it. Geraldo,
you've been running for office for the last 20 years.
Take a Valium.
Geraldo,
You've been
you gotta
talking
stop.
forever. People like Geraldo continue to pump out a race narrative with no data to back it up at all. There are hundreds of thousands of police officers and millions of police contacts with black Americans in the course of each day. If there was a plague of police officers hunting black men down at night, then I don't understand. If that's happening, where is this massive body count? We would see.
This man, Sean,
this
man is why they have that rage.
Data
this
to back
man
it up.
With this baloney,
he doesn't know anything about that woman. He doesn't know anything about that woman. Anything. He's injecting race into the argument because he has nothing else.
Rhetoric.
That's why.
You tell that to the black families that see their sons being killed.
That's all you
twice
got.
the rate
You
of
got
white.
nothing else, buddy.
You've
got nothing else.
That's a fact.
You've got nothing else. All you want to do is see the country burn. You just want to see the country burn. That's it.
I want to see the country burn. You son of a bitch. I want to see the country burn. You punk.
I would fight Geraldo Rivera at a New York Minute. I would pay just about any amount of money to any charity to fight Geraldo Rivera. Like people always ask, like, who would you fight if you could fight Geraldo Rivera? Like I would love to fight Jerry. Like I'll do him like the Klan members did. I got no problem with it. I mean, we'll take him all the way back and break his nose again. Amy, your thoughts on Dan Bongino, Geraldo Rivera? Does this surprise you? Did you think more of Secret Service, possibly as like maybe an advisor to the president for like police officers or so? What did you think? Was this it?
I did not expect this 100% at all. Like I was blindsided by this pick because I watch Dan Bongino pretty regularly, not even every week, but I watch him a few times a month. I really enjoy his show, but it has to be a topic that I can listen to because he is a little long-winded sometimes. But I really do enjoy him. I would never thought he'd be picked. But it makes sense because he talks about the FBI all the time. He talks about police all the time. So I think it makes perfect sense. I love it. I'm so excited for this. And Geraldo Rivera, I mean, do we even need to say it? He speaks for himself. He speaks for himself.
Jerry's got a lot of issues. Jerry is one of the most fence riding individuals. Everything he believes is antithetical to each other. Like it's a contradiction in terms. Like he'll be like, well, I'm pro-life, but I also believe that there should be choice. And you're like, okay. And then he's like, well, I am pro-immigration, but illegals from El Salvador deserve to come in unfettered access because it's where I'm from or wherever the hell he's from. And then gun control. He'll be like, well, I believe you have the right to protect yourself, but we should go ahead and ban AR-15. And you're just like, dude, everything you say is just a contradiction. And he's just full of crap. He doesn't know anything. Oh, I'm friends with Donald Trump. And then when it gets hard, he bails on Trump. And you know, he's just a coward. And he's always been a coward. I mean, he's an ambulance chaser. I got a clip of Dan Bongino's last episode, and I think Adam Schiff is literally changing his soiled panties right now. Listen to Dan talk about his last episode, at least talking about Adam Schiff, because now he's got to focus on his job because this is an appointment. This isn't a confirmation. So he's the deputy director. So no more podcasts for a while. I hope he calls me, and I'm totally willing. There it goes, Amy. I'm totally willing to fill in for you for a year, Dan, and I will just hand my network off to someone else. And we have, surprisingly enough, we are pretty much always in lockstep with just about everything. And that is the number one thing I heard is I watch you and I watch Dan Bongino. I mean, that's like when it's comparative, that's the guy I get compared to more often than not, and which is strange because Dan is so much more direct and simple in his approach. He's just very, very down to earth, and I can sometimes not be. Okay, let's see if I can get this thing over here. So we're gonna play the Dan thing in a second, but we're gonna see if we can get this mirroring iPhone here. Lock your phone to connect. Let's see if I can get this going. Whoops. Oh, I got to do it on the phone. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Let me FaceTime Hayden. Sorry, guys and girls. I got to do. Are you on the phone? Hang up the phone. Hang up the phone, sweetie.
What?
Hang up the phone.
I want it that way. Hard to apart.
Here's Ethan. God, he's grown.
I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me what I never want to hear you say. I want it that way. Your fire is one desire.
Hayden, hold the damn phone still. I'm gonna kill her. She's covering the speaker and she's shaking to death. I'm like, hold the fucking phone still. See how red cheeked he is? Because he was running around. I guarantee he was running around before the show. He's redone his hair. I finally got him to style his hair. So he's spiking it up. He's gotten tall. He just dabbed. Oh, he dabbed.
Oh.
He's Mr. Popular. Yeah. That's really awesome. Read it. So what's that?
Their shirts. What does it say? I couldn't read it.
It's core. It's their chorus shirt. It's the same one that. So someone, Hayden is not a videographer. Someone just asked about baseball. I think it was JD. Ethan's not going to be playing baseball this year. He broke too many things as far as he's addicted to electronics, and I've had to ban him from electronics, and he can't control himself. And he has probably 10 times in the last year snuck his phone or broken his word. And even though he has straight A's, I don't care. You don't have unfettered access to electronics. And I was taking a nap, and Mom's like, well, he's reading. And I'm like, he's reading. I said, tell him to meet me upstairs. And they came upstairs, and I said, tell your mom what you're doing. He's like, what? I said, dude, what do you know about me? He's like, you can't lie to me, or I can't lie to you. And I said, that's right. He's like, I was playing my phone. I said, go get the phone. And Olivia's like, I had no idea. I said, that's why I'm the dad. So I looked at him and I said, E, we told you 5 times ago that you're going to lose baseball. And I've got $200 in the cart for a new helmet and new glove, and I'm ready to go. And I'm the super dad. I'm out there, and I'm calling balls and strikes and having a blast. And dude, you're killing me. And I said, I'm leaving it up to Mom. And Mom's like, no, I'm done. I've defended you 100 times. You're not, no baseball. You're done. So it sucks because we love it. Yeah. I know, but he's got to learn. It's the only way he's going to learn. You can't make him clean his room 1,000,000 times. I can't tell you how many times I've had to move a cord of wood. He doesn't learn that way. And this will teach him. And it sucks, but
it's so hard.
Anyway, let's get back to
I know you're not Catholic, but you could have him give up force him to give up electronics for Lent. My son just got a PS5 for his birthday, by the way, which we don't even allow electronics. We don't allow it. So he is earning time for the PS5 now.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
We don't is that there's no carte blanche here. You have to earn your hours on the electronics.
Totally. I'm with you. 152. We got a shitload on. Let's get to Bongino. I appreciate all the people who were watching my son sing Backstreet Boys or
awesome.
In Sync, whoever that is.
No idea, but it was awesome.
Puppy's right down here. She's talking in her sleep. She is such a well-behaved dog. Right before the show, I had to go to the restroom. So I came out of the restroom, and she peed in like 4 spots. And she hasn't peed in the house in 4 days. And it was because everybody left. And she's like, where did everybody go? So she's still a puppy. She can't be here by herself. So when people are like, well, why didn't you go see your son? Well, that's why. Because
your dog will rage pee all over the house.
Right. Which is no good. Sorry, that's been off for a bit. All right, so let's finish up A Block and let's get through this, and then we can get the show humming. Make sure we share this on Twitter. Here is Dan Bongino, and this is his last show, and I thought it was kind of an important thing to listen to here.
Particularly good mood today. If you only knew. You ever hear that House on Fire song? It's one of his old songs. This guy's on fire, just like the Bailey song. That house on fire. He is on fire, Schiff. Well, 100% success rate of failing. Why is Adam Schiff so worried? Folks, I strongly encourage you to go back and take another look today at the Russia collusion hoax. I know it's a story that's old and a lot of people want to move on. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't want to move on. We had the FBI, in conjunction with the Department of Justice, officials in Congress, foreign governments, and intel people, fabricate a story, invent a story that could have caused and done serious long-term harm to international relations with a nuclear-powered foe. It's kind of a big freaking deal. I'm not letting it go. And you listen to me. This is going to be very important in the coming days. I'm not letting this go. I want to find out what happened because it can never happen again. Not to a Democrat, not to a Republican, not to a Libertarian, not to any United States citizen. You do not get to alter or try to change the course of electoral politics by fabricating a story, hijacking the justice system then to give the patina of truth to a fake story. You don't get to do that. Why do I bring that up now? Because who is the ringmaster of that circus? Yes, Adam Schiff. And no, I'm not letting it go.
I think I heard Adam Schiff butt pucker on that one. And it comes down to this. Adam Schiff may not deserve to spend the rest of his life in jail. But he definitely deserves someone to look into his lies, his malpractice, and abortion of justice. And the fact that this guy was on the phone with what appeared to be 2 radio DJs who were acting as Russian intelligence were going to sell him information on Donald Trump, and he was going to meet with them. It's everything that he said Donald Trump should be held accountable for. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. We can go into the FISA warrants. We can go into we can go into the lies on the stand that he has some secret evidence that is going to go ahead and tie Russia collusion to Donald Trump. The whole thing, the Steele dossier. It's just the fake whistleblowers. I mean, this guy is Crossfire Hurricane. I mean, this guy is in the middle of all of this, the P tapes, everything. And most assuredly, being a part of the oversight committee, had Obama's ear on this. And if you want to get to the root of corruption, and you got to look at who was involved, from Strzok and Page, from Comey to Brenner to Tapper. I mean, these are intel fat cats. I mean, they essentially did to Trump what they did to Kennedy without the bullet. It's the truth. They tried to assassinate him from a political sense, a financial sense, and then with the lawfare. And who knows with the assassination attempts where that goes, because the kid, okay, some nutter, but the second one, that guy had ties to people in Washington, political action committees, Ukraine. Guy had like 67 different felonies. Are you kidding me? And he's free. What do you think Bongino's first big hit is going to be? Do you really think it's going to be Adam Schiff? Is this an investigation? Does he go ahead and bring in the attorney generals? I mean, what does this look like?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be Adam Schiff. I really do. I think again, I don't watch the show every single day, but I do watch it pretty regularly. It seems like not a personal vendetta against him, but just doesn't care for the way that this man runs anything, and has the ability now to take him down. If you have all these secret information, like, you would just put it out unless you need to scrub it to remove your friends from that secret information. Right. So, it's all crap. I think it will be Adam Schiff. I hope it is. I think we're all kind of gunning for that, really. He's the worst.
I think you have to, I think there's a lot more than just Schiff, right? I mean, you need to go back to BLM, and you've got to go back into who funded those people, who posted bail, who paid for the bricks, who paid for the tear gas, who paid for the water bottles, who paid for the bags full of dog feces. Let's find out.
KAMALA, right? Didn't she say she was?
She posted bail for people in Colorado, but I want to know who paid for the pallets full of riot material. I want to know about J6. I want to know how many FBI agents were involved, how many informants, how many paid informants, who submitted expense reports. I've been really getting involved again back into the John F. Kennedy assassination, because I'm thinking of writing a book on that. And I've been working on the vote one, but I kind of sucks that there was an election, because I've been vindicated with my predictions that the election wasn't stolen in 2020. And we know what happened, and we saw it. We saw exactly what happened. Mail-in ballots were no longer sent at that level, and Republicans showed up and Democrats didn't, and we were vindicated of this. But I still want to write a book on that, but I think that's going to be 10 years from now when we can look back on it. There's more history. But I really want to write something on the John F. Kennedy assassination that has never been done before, and that is from the eyes of Lee Harvey Oswald. I want to write a book from his eyes and walk through his life and write it would be a nonfiction, but essentially it would be hypotheticals of.
I love that idea.
Here's a situation where he did do the shooting, or he didn't do the shooting, or he did do this, or he was a CIA, was working undercover, or he had ties to the mob or the Castro movement, or Russia, was a triple agent, whatever it would be, but write several different perspectives, and nobody's done it. And what I'd like to do is get a hold of Bill O'Reilly and see if he'll do killing Oswald, because he's done killing Kennedy and killing Lincoln and killing House of the Rising Sun and all the others, but and killing Reagan. But I think him doing killing Oswald would be incredible.
Love this idea, and I know we know a decent amount about his life because he's been researched so well, but I can't think of one text or even movie or anything that I've ever seen or read that really has like a good compilation of like his childhood and like why, just all the psychological things and just the effects of his, home life and all of that. Like that'd be awesome if you
Yeah.
did that. Like
Well,
honestly.
there's plenty of, and I don't have any love lost for Oswald.
No.
I'm not a fan. Oswald was a sniveling little shit, uh, and I think he was a turd. But I also think that he was an asset for the Central Intelligence Agency, and was actively working as a double agent, truly. And anyway, something to think about. Christine Clark, $21.10. Thank you, ma'am. She says thank you and love you all. We love you too. Thank you.
Thank
A
you,
lot of people
Christine.
on. We've been getting busy on the live show. I mean, we had 105 on Facebook just a second ago, and I know you guys are like, oh, that's not a lot, but it's a lot for us, and it's great to see. So if you have not shared, liked, and subscribed, please do. We have done the A block, and that was Dan Bongino, but we now are going to talk a little bit about the shop, the store, and stuff. The Constitution of the United States, I reloaded. Applewood Books called me, and they're like, listen, we're going to give you a huge deal. We're
I
going to
need to
give you
get
free
one.
shipping.
I haven't ordered
Yep.
one.
He's like, I'll just
Loser.
give you, but he's like, we're going to give you a free shipping, and everything. And if you want to, it's our spring sale. And I'm like, sure, let's just do it. So I reloaded on all of the Documents of Freedom and the Constitution books. We have more in stock. We sold out. We sold 7 of them on Friday and Thursday. So I was -4. So
Okay.
Constitution of America, 144 pages, leather-bound gold inlay. It's got a beautiful, gorgeous cover with the presidential seal in the center. It's got biographies of all the framers. It's got the Bill of Rights, the amendments, and the Constitution, full Constitution, and pictures of the Constitution. It is made by Applewood Books Arcadia, which they do all the Library of Congress Smithsonian books, and we have the smaller ones, which a bunch of people ordered those too. I don't know what happened. We had a run on them, but we talk about this book all the time because we talk about the Constitution, and it's something you can get at thedumbshow.com. Also, coffee. We had a record 52 bags of coffee last week. I don't know what the hell happened, but everybody wanted coffee. So 4547 coffee is available along with Moab and FJB. We have dark roast. We have breakfast blends. We have a light roast, a beautiful mixed blend of honey and caramel in the FJB, and the 4547 has like 7 different blends of coffee. We've never raised our prices. Coffee's up 25% all over the U.S. We are still at the same price for 4 years. Shipping and handling, go get yourself a bag. It is fantastic. It's veteran made in Wisconsin. When you open it up, it is literally roasted. Here's the coffee promo right now. It is roasted literally a day or two before you pick it up. Go red pill your coffee. What timing? And that's all I have on that. We'll be right back for the B block in just a second with a new commercial. Take a listen.
The Dumb Show was built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down. But for over a year, you, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time, it all matters. Most of you spend 10+ hours a week with us. Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time, and we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps us more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps keep us going. Dumb Nation, we appreciate you more than words can say.
If she sounds familiar, you might be like, I know that voice.
Yeah.
I want you to think of like a Ted Cruz commercial, and they're like, Beto O'Rourke supported late-term abortions for 9 months. You know, that's her. She does all the female political ads for Republicans. So you may recognize her voice. She's amazing. And I wanted that commercial when I wrote it. I wanted it to be somebody who is soft and, and it kind of sounds like do you have that not so fresh feeling? Would you like to roll in a river of wheat wearing a white dress and swim with dolphins? Now you can. When you have your period, it shouldn't be anything but. I wanted that person, but I didn't want it to sound like Visiting Angels, but it's good enough. So that's her. Into the B block, but before we do that, Dan Crenshaw. Listen, someone who I've met 3 times. I lobbied him for Comcast in Austin at the Capitol building. Had a chance to meet him. Had a chance to meet him at VetNet, a veterans group in Houston. And I also had a chance to meet him along with Marcus Luttrell and a few other team guys at a private event. And I really like him. But I don't like his politics. And I can officially say I'm off the Dan Crenshaw bandwagon. And I was there because I was in the city. And I was there in town. And I saw this amazing guy who said all the right things. But ever since then, he's done nothing but disappoint me. And I guess I can say I'm wrong about him. But I don't think I am wrong about him. I think ultimately Washington got a hold of him. And you look at Eli Crane, who Washington can't touch and hasn't. But Dan Crenshaw has been really making some poor decisions. He was interviewing and for CBN or GBN, and I think it's Great Britain News. And he was on a live mic, hot mic, and he had this to say. See if you can hear it. No, I think this is real. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because
they stage these like hot mics. Like, I didn't know, but I think
do.
they know.
But let me explain why. Is because the audio guy pulled his mic.
Oh,
and it picked up from omnidirectional. So it's a cardioid pattern mic, which means it picks up, or it's an omnidirectional, which means it picks up 360 versus cardioid. Like this is a cardioid, but if I go ahead and do this, I'm talking the same way, same tone, but it's only right in front of the mic. Yours is an omnidirectional, so you can pretty much move anywhere. But this mic, I have to speak right into it, which is why it's like literally I'm eating the mic. But listen to this and watch this. It's a really interesting quick segue before we get to B block. Here it is.
Thank you.
Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot.
So you see his mic was pulled. Audio guy is pulling his lapel mic off. So he says, have you ever met Tucker? Right? And in English, hey, have you ever met Tucker? Just wondering if you've met the Carlson.
Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot.
We've talked a lot. Over Twitter. If I ever met him, I'd fucking kill him. I'm not kidding.
well,
He's the worst person.
He is the worst person. Here it is in full time.
wait, I didn't. Yeah,
So remember, he's like, if you've ever met Tucker, then you're going to be able to hear it. I just wanted to tell you what it was about before you tried to, because there's no way you're going to pick it up unless you broke it down. Here it is.
Thank you.
Have you ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot. If I ever meet him, I'll find the killer. He's the worst person. Thank you.
wow.
Have you?
Yeah, when go ahead, Ames. Go ahead.
But then he says over Twitter, if I ever met him, like,
No.
yeah,
That's not what
no.
he said. He said, have you ever met him? And he's like,
I've talked to him.
but over Twitter. And if I ever met him, I would fucking kill him.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
He is the worst person ever. Those are his words.
I would like to see Tucker Carlson's response to this. I didn't see this. I didn't even hear about this. Is this today?
I know. That's why we're giving you the
crazy.
news. It's what we do.
Oh my
It's what we
gosh.
do.
I'm supposed to know the news though. I did. This is terrifying, honestly. And I'm with you. I've never had a huge problem with Dan Crenshaw. I generally listen when he's on talking because I'm interested in what he has to say. I think he's very intelligent.
Me too.
I don't always agree with him like you don't, but I think he is worth listening to. This definitely changes my perspective on him, as well as makes me question other people in our freaking government, you know?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Tucker because of being a Russian apologist. That shit just that bothers me. And I can't, like, a lot of the stuff that the Trump administration is doing in regards to Russia right now, I'm not a big fan of. Like, I'm about 20 seconds from going the fuck off on Donald Trump and his administration when it comes to Russia. Like, I can understand that he doesn't like Ukraine. I respect that. I'm with him, 120. But you backing up Russia, the UN vote, we aligned with China and Iran. No, China and God, what was the other country? North Korea. When it came to Russia and the UN put a vote past, I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm not okay with being a Putin apologist. I think Russia is a horrible country. I think Vladimir Putin is a homicidal maniac. I think he is a tremendous danger to our country and Europe and the stability of the world. And the sooner that he is gone, the better. And I understand you want to make a deal with him. I understand you want to get the minerals from Ukraine. I understand you want to broker a peace treaty. Fine, but you don't need to suck him off when you do it. All this does is malign the Russia thing and make it look legit because the entire administration's towing the line right now. Everybody is. Go ahead, Amy.
So my question is, and I'm not, I don't have a Trump derangement syndrome on either direction, but my question is, what does he know that we don't know? And why isn't anyone asking these questions? Because he's so open about things. And it is a little Russia. No one's getting a good feeling about this right now. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on.
Mm-hmm.
You're wondering, why is he, we have been sending trillions of dollars to Ukraine, and now we're like, hey, we're going to make them give up their land to you guys. Like, it doesn't, there's some things that are not adding up, right? Like,
real quick, Tammy, see, what's interesting is that you're coming after me, but you're doing exactly what you're saying. What you're saying is I can't say one thing negative about Donald Trump without you turning it around on me that Donald Trump can't say anything. No. When you say that Ukraine started this war, you're wrong. Ukraine didn't start this war. Ukraine has been in a civil war in the Donbass region and Donetsk since 2014. Okay. I have openly said Ukraine is an oligarch, mafia-run, sex trafficking, money laundering, corrupt piece of shit country that we need to be completely rid of and that we will be at war with in the next 10 years by proxy or one of our allies. However, I feel the exact same way about Russia. And I don't know, it's probably the 10 years that I spent working in that theater, working counterintelligence against Russia, to tell you all the shit that they've done. And so anyone who watches my show knows that. So when, no, Tammy, what you said is that if he says anything, he's a Putin apologist. He said that Ukraine started the war. I never said you said that. I said Donald Trump said that. So do you agree with that? Do you agree that Vladimir Zelensky, although I called him out on this not holding the election, is in their constitution that during a time of war that they stay elections? Does that mean he's a dictator? I didn't say that. See, Tammy, here's the problem, is that when you come out heavy with a comment like that and then go, I didn't say that. I never said you said that. I said Donald Trump said that.
Tammy, I encourage you, because I read your comment the same way that Matt did, and we usually differ like very much on like where we come from on people's comments. I usually can see a different side. I would just encourage you to call in and just like have a chat with us really quick about what you meant, maybe clarify your comment, because I feel the same way that you, and
yeah,
I don't, I usually, I can see the other side usually. I don't this time.
I'm not coming down. Tammy, you're allowed to have an opinion, but I'm not the guy you come at about that.
Right.
because I have defended Trump ad nauseum about working with Russia and not picking up the deep state, which essentially just wants to see Russia as the most potent enemy, because Russia is shit. They're nothing to us. Their military is put together with Band-Aids, bubblegum, and spray paint. And I'm not worried about Russia in the least. And their nuclear arms are old at best. That's not my question. But my thing is that you don't get to say with your State Department, with your Secretary of Defense, with your Joint Chiefs, having multiple parts of your administration say, well, we all kind of agree that Vladimir Zelensky is a dictator, that he started the war, that it's his fault that it's been going on for 3 years. Now, listen, Zelensky needs to carry the bag for a lot of shit. There's no doubt. But him starting the war is a ridiculous notion. So my point is that no, you don't want to say those things. Because if you do say those things, then what you're doing is you're just lending credence to the idiotic liberals who say that he is a Russian asset. You probably should watch my show more. And I think you probably would understand my statement. I'm ready to call Donald Trump and his administration out is because we don't need to be cozying up to Russia any more than we need to be cozying up to Ukraine. We don't need to be cozying up to Israel any more than we need to be cozying up to Taiwan. The United States needs to pull back from the table and allow the world to sort itself out, and we'll fight the winner if that's what it comes down to. But we've been there for World War I. We've been there for World War II. We were there in Vietnam and stopped the communist push and the socialist push. We were involved in the war on terror more than anyone else. We've done our time for fighting. It's time to sit back a little bit. That's my point. I watch a show every night. Well, then you should know where I stand with Donald Trump and not come at me with...
Well, she did say, apparently it wasn't conveyed the way I meant it. So that's why I just encourage her to call in. Like, just if you want to call, like, well,
sure.
just call in so we can have a chat. Like, we'd love to, like.
Tammy, I'm not mad at you. I'm not grumpy.
Not
I take offense that whenever I say anything about Donald Trump that isn't positive, people just lose their shit. Yeah. They lose their shit and they can't handle it. And if you've watched my show, so let's retract. If I came off
we're not
as
saying
hostile,
that you're because like it just came off that way initially, but if that's not what you meant, that's totally fine. We'd love to have a conversation. That's all.
You could have said, Matt, I completely agree with you. And I would have been like, well, why? Maybe I'm in that mood tonight where I'm looking for. I'm not in a mood.
I'm just kidding. You're not. You're in a good mood.
I'm in a good mood. I just. You guys, I told you this when he was elected. I towed the water for him for 18 months, and I said if he doesn't do, listen, we have deported less people than Joe Biden. It's not enough. I want mass deportations. I want 100,000 a month.
Same.
I want 1.5 million illegals out of our country by the end of the year. We're not even going to hit 275,000 the way this keeps up. It's time to turn it on. Okay. I love Doge. It's great. I'm glad you found $55 billion. Now I want you to turn it on. Now I want you to flip the switch. I want the H1N1 shit. I want the CDC to do what they're supposed to do because we're out of flu and cold season. Okay. So now it's time to get some chickens hatched and laid. It's time to go ahead and...
It's not pretty bad here where we are.
Okay, well, we're almost out of flu and cold season. Fine.
Cool.
But whatever it was, there's no vaccine. It's already here, right? So you're not going to get a shot that's going to solve this. So let's just ride it out, move on. Let's get chickens hatched. Let's go ahead and start getting some egg prices coming down. Let's go ahead and watch inflation. I love that we're cutting, but we need to save trillions. And everyone's like, well, it takes time. It takes time. We don't have time. We need to kick these people out of our country. We need to pull our funding back into the United States. We need to cut our defense budget by 10 to 15%. We need to find a way to trim the waste in health in HHS, Human Services, Social Security, and Medicaid. And we need to get 2 bills passed by the end of the year. And the chances of us doing that, it's never been done before. That just tells you right there. It's never been done before. So somehow with a thinnest majority since Leroy's hair. We have to find a way to get 2 bills passed. We have to balance the budget. We have to go ahead and get tax reform done. We got a lot. Go ahead, Amy.
2 things really quickly. One, I'm reading Tammy's comments. Tammy, we love you so much, and
we love you.
Sincerely appreciate
and you're
you
beautiful,
watching
by
our
the way.
show.
You're
You are
smoking
beautiful.
hot.
Yeah,
My
super
God.
hot.
I mean, that picture. Holy shit.
100%. So that's all. We understand if you're texting or whatever. So, but we love you and we appreciate the comments. But Matt will call out people he doesn't agree with. I just call out people who are mean to me.
I didn't really call Tammy out. I just don't understand.
Yes,
I misread the text. Tammy, I love you. I mean, listen, I've been it's this last 10 days. It's maybe I have gotten 40 hours of sleep. It's been a long week. I apologize if I was punchy. I shouldn't have to defend myself when I say something that's not 100% glowing about Donald Trump. I can't stand sycophants. I think sycophants are just as bad as TDS as people who hate him are the people who can never ever say anything bad about him. You're another type of TDS. There's 2 types of Trump derangement syndromes. There's the ones that will never ever accuse him of anything, and then there's the ones who will never apologize for anything he does, or those who condemn everything he does. So I know you're not doing that. Oh,
yes. I have one more comment.
She goes telling me I'm smoking hot when I can't buy a date to get you off the hook. If Olivia and I get a divorce, I'll let you know, Tammy. If that's your picture. Okay. So
wait, what about, how old is she? Because she could date Mike. If you're a nice young lady
Tammy's not a nice young lady. That's a woman. Look at the hair. Look at the face. She looks like something out of Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
she looks like the one that marries the Beast, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's gorgeous.
See, I'm sucking up now. How am I doing?
I knew a nice man. But I have one more comment to say about this really quickly. Quickly. I think we could just write like a form letter that we come up with to encourage the government to take some of this wasteful spending and direct it towards people like us and other independent like podcasts who are, we're reporting the actual news. I'm sure there's more than just us. I don't know anyone, but there's got to be at least one more out there. It just, maybe we come up with a form letter, have people like copy and paste it, put their information and mail it off encouraging people. To encourage them to help fund our podcast, like give us some money for actual independent journalism. We are not riding the fence.
I've never looked into that. I should look into a grant because I want to upgrade everybody's camera. I don't know. Our gear is pretty good. I mean, it's really not our gear, but I would like to start like looking at doing an offsite location and bringing in interviews.
Yeah.
So that's a good, you know what? Let's do that offline. That's a good idea.
I'm starting commercial real estate this year. So I'm already working on a few deals now. I've done a little bit in the past, but I hate it. But now I'm trying to get into it.
You give me something $500 to $750 a month and I'm done. Because I'd like to bring the dog and just go into the office and work. And I know commercial real estate is expensive.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Because what we'll do is we'll find somebody with a mother-in-law who wants to rent it. That's what I'm saying. And that's nice. All right, we need to move. We got listen, the sky is falling. A prophetic warning over Manhattan. First of all, how are you handling with the thank you, Tammy.
Yes.
What do you go mobile? Maybe. That's a whole other thing. How are you feeling with the Pope? 30 seconds. You okay?
Look, as a practicing Catholic, we are of course praying for his recovery.
Oh my God! Listen to her. Are you going to Dan Crenshaw him?
Yeah, as a practical person who believes in the Catholic faith from a biblical standpoint,
spit it out.
Not from a political standpoint. From a biblical standpoint, I don't agree with him. I don't agree with a lot. And I don't think I'm all in. But as I will toe the line. We have to pray for him. We're praying the rosary for him.
He's got one lung.
Yep.
Upper respiratory, double pneumonia. He has double pneumonia.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good. And if he does live, it's because God did interfere.
I feel like God's gonna be like, he's got to come home.
Time. He's lived a full life.
Him to come
Amy, you've heard it here first. A Catholic saying essentially that if she had the opportunity,
No, I will defend him on one thing. I will defend him on one thing, and that was his recent statements of immigration. Because that was wrong. Sounded so bad. But I think it was he's the worst. He's the worst.
I have the shiny music. It sounds like you want him dead.
I don't want him dead. I don't want anybody dead. There's like one person I might want to pass on prematurely. I don't know.
Holy shit.
Possibility, but it's not the Pope, and he's old. I just don't agree. It's frustrating that other devout Catholics are like supporting him, and I'm like, but he said this or he agrees with this. There's a lot of wrong with this Pope.
I think that, listen, you're preaching to the choir, literally, because
like
you know how I feel about the Catholic Church. Jury's out. Hayden wants him to kick the bucket. Hold on, Ethan is home. And here goes the duck. Thanks. Nice spending time with you too, Ash. Dude, you gave me a fucking seizure holding that phone. Where's my son?
I'm sorry, I was stopping.
That's great. You did great. Were you running around before, or were you embarrassed? Your cheeks were so red.
In the best way possible. Don't embarrass him. This is great.
I'm not embarrassing him. God, Amy is on a fucking roll. She wants the Pope to die tonight, and she's busting my balls. So
I'm not advocating for his death.
What? Well, she peed on the floor, but she was sitting down here. She's fine. You sounded great, son. I got to see the whole thing. I got to go. I love you. I'll see you in a minute. It was embarrassing him. God. All right. Can we watch this?
Talk about his red cheeks.
He was. It's what I thought. He was running around before the thing through all the halls, and he's like Forrest freaking Gump, man. The guy just runs and runs and runs. I don't even have to tell him to run. You need to watch this. This person supposedly predicted the fires in California.
Oh,
and
she. Oh, it's a man.
You know,
no,
it's a woman. But Amy's on fire tonight. Listen. You just put that. You go. Whenever you're ready, you fire off. She has a prophetic warning over Manhattan Bridge, and I figured you would be good to tell us because she quotes scripture quite a bit and the Word of God, and I figured you would like to hear what this lady has to say. So you let me know what you think. Here it is.
Already, it's a no.
Well, that's why I brought the Pope up. We're in the B block, folks. Good to see you. I'll be right there.
What are sins? Lying, cheating, murder, abortion, homosexuality, sex before marriage, drunkenness. These very sins will separate you from a holy God forever and ever. There will be consequence on the earth for the sin that you live in. But there is hope in Jesus, because Jesus came to rescue you from that sin. He came to conquer hell, death, and the grave. He came so you and I would be forgiven.
No. It's a hard no. She in a crosswalk too?
Just time out. First of all, she's talking to nobody. So, but I was thinking when it came to the Pope, like since Donald Trump's making all these appointments, maybe he can call the Vatican and be like, listen, you guys endorsed Joe Biden, and he could assign the next Pope. If he could, who would it be? Who would you want Donald Trump to choose as the next Pope? When will we see the white smoke?
Gosh, that's a good question.
Thank you. Who would it be?
Honestly,
if you could pick one. There was this cardinal who was on Fox on Sunday, and he was amazing.
So you have to be a certain ranking in the Catholic Church to be considered for the Pope. Regular cardinals cannot be. You have to be a certain ranked cardinal.
Right. Don't you have to be a bishop at least?
You have to be a cardinal, I believe.
Oh, it has to be a cardinal. Oh, okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it.
Wrong. I'm pretty sure you'd be, and then there's like certain levels of cardinals too. So I think you have to be like one of the higher up cardinals. I don't, man, I wouldn't pick a cardinal or a bishop.
So you
I would
would
pick a
want
priest that is not eligible to be the pope. Because I really genuinely like him. I'm not going to say Father Mike Schmitz, everybody. I actually forget his name, but he is a Jamaican priest, and he's not famous. And I will have
Jamaican.
to, yeah, he's
He's
Jamaican.
smoking the reefer, man.
Yeah. I think
Slept in
I
the
mean, I've heard,
basement.
yeah. I also love Father Gould. However, he's my priest. I'm concerned about his health at the moment.
I don't know who any of these people are. I thought we would have picked somebody just kind of funny, like.
Oh, Father
No,
Gould's hilarious.
Okay.
And he's mean, which is great. He's like
Yeah.
funny mean. Like he's so mean. I love him. He's
I
so
thought
mean to me too.
Jordan Peterson would make a great pope, but that's kind of
He's
hard
not,
when you're Jewish.
yeah, he's not Catholic.
I know. I just thought he'd make a good pope. Mike Rowe would make the best pope in the world. Mike Rowe would be awesome.
I don't agree with that either.
Why don't you like Mike Rowe?
I
Spiritually,
love Mike Rowe.
he's so down to earth. He's so relaxed. I mean, he'd make the
That's the
Catholic
problem.
Church fun.
That's the problem. The
Oh.
Catholic Church is not. We're not fun.
You're supposed to have you need an enema. Your church is
We're not
boring.
fun.
You guys
We're not
need
boring,
you guys,
but we're not fun. We're not boring.
more-
We're very interesting. We have a lot going on, and
Okay.
I just believe in actually following the canon law and not making stuff up as we go, just because it appeases people
Well,
politically.
But
and
if
I'm
you
just
didn't
over it.
do that, you would have a lot of old Hasidic Jew laws that would make it impossible for anyone to join the Catholic Church nowadays. I mean, slavery is one thing. I mean, come on. There needs to be doesn't it need to evolve with the times, or is it supposed to be fire and brimstone? Okay, so yeah.
I don't
Catholics need
think
to
it does. I'm pretty and I'm like the worst Catholic, so please don't listen to me. Everyone who says, please, I am the
Good,
worst
I'm gonna
Catholic.
switch
Ask my
gears.
priest. Yeah. But I will say, no, I truly believe in our Bible. Sorry. I believe in history. I believe in the Bible. I believe that the Catholic Church is the true apostolic church. And I think it's proven over and over and over again by tons of other texts that support the Bible and the Catholic Church.
Okay, so here are the people. It has to be a cardinal. It has to be celibate, unmarried, white. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Cardinal Pietro Parolin, 70, Italy, serving as Vatican's Secretary of State. Cardinal Fridolin, seriously, you fucking Italians. Ambongo Bazungu, 65, Democratic Republic of Congo. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagelli from the Philippines. Cardinal Peter Erdu, 72, Hungary, and Cardinal Matteo Zuppi, 69. Those are the people in contention right now. There might be others. I wish I cared. I don't. So let me make sure this is how it works. It's black smoke, and then when they finally have a decision, it's white, right?
Yes. Yes.
Seems a little racist, doesn't it?
It is.
Okay. Just want to make sure we got the black and white symmetry down. So, so your thoughts on this? Seriously, is this like the Queen dying? It's like, who gives a fuck? Or is
we've
serious?
had in my lifetime, there's been other popes that have passed away in the Catholic Church. It's a huge mourning period for us. We are coming up on, Lent season and Easter season. So hopefully he doesn't pass away during that time, because that would really mess up our celebrations. And
right, which is so important.
Yes. It really is.
So, maybe Dan Crenshaw's not busy.
No, I mean, it's an important thing to the Catholic Church on a personal level. I'm not wishing for him to pass away. That's not it. But I do not think he is the right pope to lead our church now or in the future or anytime ever.
When I was younger, it was Pope John Paul II, I think.
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
When I was younger. And he was very well respected and loved. And these these other popes are like, oh, transgenders, yay, and lesbian and gay, and everyone can get married. Hey, Trey, thanks for becoming a Dumb Nation subscriber over on Facebook. We appreciate you. So listen, I think it's all silly. I think organized religion is silly. I'm sorry. And I believe that celebrating God, you don't need a church. You can do it at home. You can do it with your loved ones. Community is great. Whatever. I just think the robes and the wafer and all that stuff, you know how I feel about that stuff. I'm just done. I don't know, maybe being raped by a priest kind of set me back in my faith. But I'm not a big fan of the Catholic
doctrine.
No. Pomp and circumstance.
Okay.
Like it's the same. It's not
gold and gilded stuff and like
it's like I'm wearing robes. Then oh my God, get on your knees and swallow this wafer. It's a little much. But
come in the box and tell me all your sins. I mean,
right. Like
I'm horrible. Sorry, God.
Right. I mean, seriously. Drink my blood, you vampire. Ooh, diamond skin. It's weird. But so are the English, and this is the reason why I hate the monarchy. Is because I can't stand the powdered wigs, sir. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand any of that stuff. It's like, be genuine, but it doesn't mean I can't respect. But I also know I've read a lot on the Catholic Church and the Vatican. I mean, I understand it from a religious standpoint and theology, but I understand from a geopolitical situation and what they've done throughout the ages, which are a little much. Thank you, Sandra.
Yes, thank you so much, Sandra. I will say this. Please don't come at me, Catholics, because I'm the worst.
People coming at you?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But I really am the worst. I'm like the black sheep of my family. We are all Catholics. My daughter.
Dodie says, hey, wasn't it the Roman Catholics that crucified Jesus?
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was the Roman.
That was Jews. The Jews crucified.
No, the Jews betrayed Jesus. They crucified him too. I thought the Romans crucified Jesus.
No, the Romans. There was the Jews. The Jews.
They were Roman Jews?
There were.
No. I didn't say it were there. I said they were Roman Jews.
It was the Roman Catholics did not crucify Jesus.
But I thought it was the Roman soldiers that did so. Is that not right?
Well, the soldiers, but they were not practicing Catholics.
I don't know about that, but I didn't think they were Jews.
The Jewish people were the
Betrayed
ones that
him.
were correct and were responsible. And I just found something out about the Jewish people was if you're
the
Jewish,
Jewish people stoned. Wait, real quick. The Jews stoned it through what we would assume is we refuse at him. I mean, they did horrible shit to him.
Yeah.
And castigated him based upon the crucifixions, but I didn't think they are the ones that actually crucified him. I believe that they were the mob that celebrated his crucifixion and the apostles' crucifixion.
Yes,
I could be
you're
wrong.
right. Yeah, you're right.
So they weren't Jews. I just want to listen. The Jews get enough hate now. I mean, fuck, all of a sudden Nick Fuentes is going to come out and say, well, Amy from the Don't Infriend Me show said the Roman Jews killed him.
I love the Jews. I have a question for Jews because I learned something new about the Jewish faith that I did not know, and I feel like I'm pretty well versed in the Jewish religion.
All right, we're losing people like the Pope's losing lungs, so we better hurry up.
Anyways, doesn't matter. I don't know what I was saying. I'm a Catholic. I was born and raised Catholic. My daughter's about to get her first Holy Communion. She already had her first reconciliation.
Don't apologize.
It's a big deal. No, I mean, my daughter and my son are the best Catholic people that I know. I'm trying to be better, not just for them, but for myself too. But I do truly believe in the Catholic faith and religion and the root origin of our faith and religion.
That's great.
What we have now is a disaster, and I think it's awful.
Riley says too soon. Too soon. Okay. Listen, I don't mean any offense. I don't care if it's the Pope.
Yeah.
There's only one person I won't make fun of, and that's God. I just don't do it. Like, if you're on Earth, you're in my sights. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Pope. I wish him the very, very best. But I just don't care. I don't. Like, I care for his soul and I care for his life, and it sucks, but he's 86 years old. He's lived a full life. He's done everything he can. Let the man go in peace. You know, in my opinion, let him be with God. And that's ultimately something that we should embrace, I think. Can you please send me a friend request or text me? No, you're not nude enough, it's Cox Sandy. Did you really name yourself Cox Sandy? You're just sitting there like, oh, I need to come up with a name. Cox Sandy is what you came up with.
I just wanted to point this out to you really quickly because
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that penis Fakina wasn't available for Cox Sandy. Go ahead, Amy.
No, so I was like very confused on this. I had to like do a quick Google search just to make sure I wasn't saying this wrong because I had to question myself. It was not the Roman Catholics did not crucify Jesus. It was the Roman soldiers, but they were not Catholic. Okay.
I know they weren't. I never said they were.
Yeah.
I said they weren't Jews. You said they were. Okay, well, somebody said they were Roman Jews, and I said no, they weren't.
Yeah, they weren't.
So, well, because the Romans hated the Jews.
Yes, mostly. There were.
Okay, this is a whole other conversation, and
it's
we don't
a
need
whole
to get into it.
history lesson. Yeah, like there's.
Well, no, you're coming from theology. I'm coming from history.
Yeah. Well.
So Romans chose. Okay.
The right way.
A little something called Palestine. We can talk about this throughout history. Talk about the emperor. We're moving on. There's an interesting topic I want to talk about. Coming right back.
The Dumb Store is veteran-owned with a 5-star diamond rating for service and satisfaction. We offer quality products like coffee, shirts, hoodies, and hats.
Someone get rid of Cox Sandy.
Shop with confidence, backed by hundreds of 5-star reviews. Use
Massager.
code DUMB10 to save 10%.
Dude.
Visit thedumbshow.com today. Thank you for your support.
That chick's a porn star. She's on The Blaze. Or no, she's on Alex Jones' podcast. She's an ex-porn star. Give me a fucking break. Why don't you guys ever go to amateurnudes.com and pick up some rando hooker? Why is it always a porn star? I think, oh my God, I can't believe it. I saw her in a porn. I'm going to send her my fucking credit card. Someone ban Cox Sandy, please. And that sounds horribly uncomfortable. Like, the only thing worse than a sandy cock has to be a sandy vagina.
Yes, that's worse. I don't
By
have
the way,
one of those appendages, but I could tell you the latter is the
you don't
worst.
have a vagina.
No, the latter.
We're moving on. Moving on up to the east side. All right, here we go. I don't know if you saw this.
Wait, we need to pause really quick because it's almost 8:30 before we move on to C block, right?
Yeah,
this would donations.
Okay.
I'm trying to be Liv tonight. She's so much better at this than I ever will be. But
go get them. I'll wait.
We appreciate all of your support and donations, and we thank you so much. But we are not at our goal yet for this evening, which is $300. We are at $94.19, and I will let you do the math because I don't do math. So we would love for you to donate if you can, or like, share, and subscribe. Please share us out to all your friends and family, people who you think would love us, and especially those who would probably hate us. I'm just kidding. That's mean. But
that's a lot. There's quite a few. So we appreciate that. So, folks, once again, we'll play. I always trust you guys. You guys will get it. And thank you, Amy, because that helps us remember. But yeah, we are in the top half. Do you remember this whole thing when all the conservatives were hanging their flags upside down and putting their avatars upside down? And it was my first night on Wimkin, and they got all mad at me and a couple of people because I said that if you're a Republican and you put your flags upside down, you're an idiot. And then I said, oh, yeah, well, what happens when liberals do this? And they said, liberals will never do it. They don't care about the flag. Well, today, liberals went ahead and put a flag upside down on Yosemite National Park. It's actually Saturday. And they have been doing this on their profile pic, saying that the country is in distress. And I will say that as dumb as these fucking liberals are, this is the way I felt about y'all when you did it, is that this does not mean, because inflation is high and the border is open, that you are in distress. The flag being hung upside down, it does not signify that the nation is in distress, because there's no way to fix it. No one's going to drive by your house from the government and be like, oh my God, that flag's upside down. Holy shit, that guy's in distress. We better start working. Let's balance the budget. Let's go ahead and give tax breaks. None of that's going to happen. You do it when you are personally, and it was based on fallen castles. The fallen castle doctrine is that when you were held hostage, or you recognize that there was some sort of impending doom or sickness, or possibly there was an enemy force occupying your fort, hanging the flag upside down would notify and signal other surrounding members of your military that you were under siege and not to approach unless you were there for some type of recovery mission. That is what it's for. It is not a long-standing protest to show we're in distress. It's really simple to demonstrate that we're in distress by voting, by calling your representative, by running for office yourself, by creating a podcast, having a voice, writing a book, running for city council. I don't know what it is, but you hanging a flag upside down on Facebook is going to do nothing. So my entire premise on this is, I told you so. I knew liberals are going to start doing it as soon as Trump came in. They are. And now how do we feel? Amy, your thoughts on this, since this is something we have talked about?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I agreed before. I think flying the flag upside down, unless you are serving in military combat and you are truly in need of rescuing, hang the flag right, respect our country. If you do feel distressed, I love reading your comments on social media. I have not been on social media a lot. Thank you so much, JD. That's awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you
JD.
so much.
Appreciate you, buddy. Hi, that is all. Happy Monday. Appreciate you, buddy.
But recently I've seen a lot of posts, and this might be just in our area, but I belong to some groups, and a lot of these groups are posting, please tag your business if you're a business owner and you're a left-leaning business owner and you don't support Trump or any of his policies. And then everyone tags their freaking businesses, and I'm like, just screenshotting it all because I'm like, this is great because I will never support these small businesses in our area just to be a dick. But I don't mean it to sound that way, but it's like, I love these rants. If you want to have a rant, I think it's great. I find them comical. I don't social media a lot, but when I do, I really enjoy their rants, especially the crazy ones. They're my favorite, and they help me get through my day.
There's a good one from Matt. 4 years of Joe Biden, and they complain a little over 30 days of Trump. Just shows how ignorant the Democratic Party is. I agree with you. That is a wonderful statement. Hanging our flags upside down, it's just as dumb that they do it now as when we did it. And I can't stand it. It's disrespectful to our nation's colors. It's just like cops. Well, I support J6. Why? Why? We're supposed to be the party of law and order. We're supposed to care. We don't do that shit. So it's okay to say, you know what, I can understand those guys getting upset, getting pissed off, fired up. I get all that. But when we either back the blue or we don't. You know what I mean? We'll talk about Joy Reid. That is something we should all celebrate. But going into C Block, Jen Psaki, I want to give you a throwback. All these federal employees, people are flipping out. We've got an interesting segment here in regards to this.
It's a tough one. It's a really tough one for me.
It is tough. Let's listen to this, and then we can go ahead and talk about it. Here is Jen Psaki talking about the pipeline workers, how they just need to go ahead and get some green jobs and go ahead and learn how to code. And here it is.
Energy. When is it that the Biden administration is going to let the thousands of fossil fuel industry workers, whether it's pipeline workers or construction workers, who are either out of work or will soon be out of work because of a Biden EO, when it is and where it is that they can go for their green job? And that is something the administration has promised. There is now a gap. So I'm just curious when that happens, when those people can count on that.
Well, I'd certainly welcome you to present your data of all the thousands and thousands of people who won't be getting a green job. Maybe next time you're here, you can present that.
But you said that they would be getting green jobs, so I'm just asking when that happens. Richard Trumka, who is a friend, longtime friend of Joe Biden, says about that day one Keystone EO, he says, I wish he, the president, had paired that more carefully with the thing that he did second by saying, here's where we are creating the jobs. So there's partial evidence from Richard Trumka.
Well, you didn't include all of his interview. Would you like to include the rest?
So how about this? The Laborers International Union of North America said the Keystone decision will cost 1,000 existing union jobs and 10,000 projected construction jobs.
Well, what Mr. Trump also indicated in the same interview was that President Biden has proposed a climate plan with transformative investments in infrastructure and laid out a plan that will not only create millions of good union jobs, but also help tackle the climate crisis. And as the president has indicated when he gave his primetime address to talk about the American Rescue Plan, he talked about his plans to also put forward a jobs plan in the weeks or months following. And he has every plan to do exactly that.
But there are people living paycheck to paycheck. There are now people out of jobs once the Keystone Pipeline stopped construction. It's been 12 days since Gina McCarthy and John Kerry were here, and it's been 19 days since that EO. So what are these people who need money now? When do they get their green job?
Well, the president and many Democrats and Republicans in Congress believe that investment in infrastructure, building infrastructure, that's in our national interests, and that boosts the U.S. economy, creates good-paying union jobs here in America, and advances our climate and clean energy goals, are something that we can certainly work on doing together. And he has every.
So it's interesting. Michelle makes a comment.
Share more about his details of that plan.
Oh, Jen, shut up. Jen Psaki, everybody. Michelle, who usually has some fairly poor takes on Facebook, but someone who I will go ahead and give you what she says anyway, because just because I disagree doesn't necessarily mean that she doesn't get a platform. Seniors are worried they are next with cuts. They are making plans on what to do. Well, their plans on what to do should be to do what they've done for the last 65 years. I love you great tonight. Last 65 years is not listen to Democrats, because not once have Republicans ever cut Social Security or Medicaid. So I don't know what you're worried about. It's the same scare tactic that liberals do to you all the time. It's the same reason why Jews vote for Democrats instead of voting for Republicans, is because they terrify the senior citizens in Florida, and then therefore the Jew population votes for Democrats. So it's just your same old talking points that you guys always do. You're wrong. You're always wrong. You're never right. You guys just sit here and just espouse the same old bullshit, and I'm fucking tired of it. I'm sick of it. Republicans have never cut Social Security. They have never cut Medicaid. Not once. Ever. Not once. Ever. Not once. Ever. Period. Ever. Fucking period. Ever. So maybe I'm just a little grumpy about it. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the Democrat lies.
Yeah.
You guys are just, you're such liars, and you lost for this reason. And now you're terrifying old people again. It's all you do. Why don't you guys go ahead and just terrify some black people that they're going to get shot by a cop? The 13 of them that happen a year by an unarmed black person be shot by a cop. Why don't you guys go scare? Why don't you guys create more riots? Why don't you go ahead and have another $2.5 billion worth of riots over something that isn't even true? You guys are pathetic.
I would just say to that comment, because our seniors are in need of people to come and visit them, please reach out to your senior communities, go visit them, take them some food or spend some time with them, reach out to our elderly community. I know my parents are not elderly yet, but they're old, they're retired. They're planning their next vacation. They freaking live on vacation. So they're not worried about anything. They live a fantastic life, and they're not scared of anything at all. And my dad's a former military and former government employee. So just saying.
Well, here's the, and don't snuff him out like Amy wants to do with the Pope.
No, Pope, yeah.
That's not a good idea.
Oh,
if you ever said to a Democrat, "Hey, go back to Africa," how do you think that would play out?
That'd be pretty bad.
Great. Well, here's a bunch of Democrats telling Elon Musk to go back to Africa.
Oh.
He's the richest African on the planet. Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe he could help them, because Africa's in pretty bad shape right now.
No shit. Here it is.
Elon Musk were here right now. What would you tell him?
Go back where you're from.
America or
where he came from?
South Africa?
South Africa?
South Africa, right?
Oh, gotta go. Oh.
Go
back to South Africa where he belongs.
Go back to South Africa.
Go back to South Africa. He's not a citizen. He came here illegally and stayed, then got citizenship.
Here illegally?
So go back to Africa.
Go back to Africa.
What would you tell him?
He's an unelected, greedy, selfish bastard, and please go away. Nobody elected him. Nobody voted for him. We don't want.
Oh, she's got the bad juju, man. Look at the ghost on her freaking shirt there. She's got some demons in her soul, she does. She needs to go smoke some wormwood, I say. Get a little mojo from the man. Shaky, shaky. Get the devil out of the bones, man.
I like her
He's
shirt.
a racist and he's a Nazi. This is not what America is about.
I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of America are racist and Nazis nowadays. So maybe we just need to embrace it, right? Just,
Yeah. A lot of people are very against us helping the South African people, which I've been advocating for years, because I personally work with a ton of South African families that are fleeing here and have been for years, even under Joe Biden. They've been fleeing here for years. So
yeah. Well, yeah, here's the rest.
You said to go away.
Yeah.
Where would you like him to go?
Go back to South Africa. His grandfather left Canada to specifically go to South Africa because he loved the racist policies of South Africa. Go back to South Africa.
Go back
as an immigrant, telling another immigrant, go back to where he came from, because I'm not trying to change America.
So as we can hear now, it sounds like liberals are for secure borders and mass deportation. Sounds like. And not only, but sending all people back to Africa. So it looks like we're going to have a lot less crime in the inner cities, I suppose, since we're sending everyone back to Africa who came from Africa. This isn't racist at all. I mean, can you imagine black people saying this shit? I mean, you have African Americans saying the shit that the Klan was saying, and rednecks and Dixiecrats were saying. Now this is the new Democrat Party. Open borders, endless wars, censor speech, take away guns, embrace socialism, send minorities back to Africa. What the fuck is going on? What happened to the party of the blue collar liberals? What happened to the anti-federalists and the federalists? What happened to classic liberalism? What is up? They are just saying all of it out loud now. I'm confused.
it's because the people that they want gone are not voting the way that they would like them to vote. They don't.
You think so? Do you think that's where it's going to go down to? Do you really believe that they're going to start abandoning African Americans and start trying to embrace the racist element? You have to ask yourself the question, well, what are they going to do then? Because there's nobody left. The gays don't like them anymore. They got trannies and people in jail. Good luck. Oh, and people who want to murder babies.
Right. So all upstanding people that we should all look to for sound advice and the way to live our life, obviously according to God. Man, I don't know why I take it personally. I think it's because I do have so many South African clients. I'm not especially good friends. We have one set of good friends that happen to be South African. I've been talking about this for years. Their country is an absolute disaster. And the amount of racist laws that they have currently are more, allegedly, than the apartheid laws that they had years ago. And they're against white people. So it's really sad right now. And again, I'm helping a lot of people flee their country. I've helped, I think, 7 or 8 families last year come to
Holy shit,
DC.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Yep,
Look at that. A Catholic that actually does something. God, go figure. Yes. Joanne Townsend says, donate.
Thank you, Joanne. That's awesome.
Do it.
I really do believe in these people. I know what has been, I've heard their personal stories though. So I understand why they're coming here, and they still are under the rule of their government, even living here. They can't do certain things because their government will impose certain things to their other family members there. And I've heard this from multiple families. So I think it's horrible what's happening in South Africa. I'm just saying that as a blanket statement. I do love that the Democrats are openly showing that it's not about race. It's not about sex. It's only about what they want you to vote for, because they don't care. They will give you whatever message you want to hear. They just want your vote.
Here is personified the message we just heard in audio format. And we need to talk about South Africa more and talk about what you're doing. Here it is.
Do it! Just do it!
It's horrible.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
isn't it?
Yesterday,
No,
you said tomorrow. So
isn't
just do
I thought
it.
it was,
Make your dreams come true. Just do it.
Donate is
So
what it
good.
was. Which one were you? I said I wanted
There's
to talk
this
about South Africa, like at another show, like when we can talk about the
another
work
show.
we've done.
I'll send you
That'd be
a
amazing.
I'll send you a video of a man who's in the government talking about how much white people are horrible and just the black culture's way. Like we can do that.
I've got a video of that right now. So stay tuned as we go into D Block, because this is seems to be on the religious tip tonight for some reason. We'll be right back. That's that's not why. I don't want you to think that's the reason why. It just seems
my water really quick.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll play a commercial. Go. I'll play a long commercial. Go. You got a minute.
The Dumb Show was built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down. But for over a year, you, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time, it all matters. Most of you spend 10 plus hours a week with us. Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time, and we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps us more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps keep us going. Dumb Nation, we appreciate you more than words can say.
Atlanta megachurch pastor Jamal Bryant refers to black Trump supporters and MAGA followers as coons and runaway slaves. Democrats being Democrats, just doing what they do. Racism. It's fantastic. Seems that's just the way they are nowadays. Here is this pastor. And he's talking about Terrence Williams and all the black podcasters and conservatives came together at CPAC. And he is very upset. They need to know which side their watermelon is buttered, according to this guy. Pretty racist. I'm surprised he didn't say fried chicken and grape juice. Here is grape soda. I apologize. I don't have my racist monikers effectively done today. I'm not a very good Nazi. But this guy does a great job. Here he has. Listen to him. Fantastic. Amy's going to love this.
Love it already. It's great.
Nice cufflinks. It must be nice to have $10,000 cufflinks.
Feel bad for them coons in the White House who are in there tap dancing for massa, wearing bow ties, shinning and grinding, laughing like nothing is funny. But I ain't afraid of the spooks that sat at the door. These runaway slaves hiding in the White House gonna throw my picture up thinking that I'm gonna be afraid. I feel bad.
I like his name, the Noble Negro.
It's really good. It's really so not racist in any way, shape, or form. I gotta love 100%. It when they just spit the truth like that. It just makes me want to just give to that collection plate, knowing that I'm a cracker. What is wrong with religion today? I mean, seriously, at least they never used to say the quiet part out loud. Well, it is religion, unfortunately. Whether you say it's by definition or not, people actually use this as their doctrine, and this is their faith guidance and spiritual guidance. So it's most assuredly religion.
Yes,
just
right.
because it's not your religion doesn't mean it's not religion. So
no, you're absolutely right, because every religion has their own belief system and indoctrination that they impose on their followers. And this is why I'm a big believer in just please read your Bible. Read your Bible and don't listen to your pastor, priest, preacher, because the Bible doesn't tell us to. It tells us to read God's word and to interpret it for what it means to us. That is literally what the Bible says. It does not say that you have to listen to your pastor, priest, whatever preacher. These people are crazy. You could say that about any religion, honestly. It's really sad to me as someone who is a follower of Christ. It's really sad and depressing that this is being done in our churches and so widely followed. It's just really sad.
Well, it's just people are emboldened because they think that he's a Nazi. And therefore, if they go ahead and say it, that somehow their benediction is somehow justified, that it's quantifiable because it's to stop Hitler. So they can call their own people coons and slave masters and soft A's and just no ERs. And I listen to how they talk about each other, and I listen how they talk to, call each other, whores and N-word this and N-word that. And I'm just like, that's not the way African Americans and black people, not African Americans, think about each other. And I have never heard. Now, listen, I grew up in the ghetto. There's no doubt that this type of language I've heard multiple times. And it's interesting because I had a debt collector call me today from something that was, from 17 years old. And they're still working on it.
Trump's in office, bitch. Good luck.
No, I told him, but he's like, what are you going to do, white boy? What are you going to do? He's like, go ahead and fucking call me. He's like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm collecting a debt. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. What are you going to do, white boy? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? He's like, I'm here to piss you off. I want to piss you off. That way you say something stupid, I can get your phone number, and I can go ahead and send you a summons. Come on, white boy, say something. And I said, I have a question. Are you trying to get me to call you nigger?
Is that what you think? Threat?
No, it's a guy who's on the phone with me. And he's a debt collector, and this is the way they are. They're horrible human beings. I've had them insult my wife, and I just asked him a question. I said, are you trying to get me to call you the N-word? And I said the word. And he goes, what? And I said, I'm asking, are you trying to get me to call you that? And he goes, hold on a second, man. He's like, no one's ever asked me that question. People usually call me that word. Why are you asking me that? And I said, because you're insulting me in my race and calling me white boy like I care. You're not going to get me to call you a racial epithet just because you call me one. Just like if you call me stupid, just because you call me stupid, I'm not going to sit here and call you stupid. You call me dumb, I'm not going to call you dumb. You call me white, I'm not going to call you the N-word. I said, what are you trying to accomplish? Because if it's trying to piss me off, you're not going to piss me off. And this guy's like, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I will say anything and do anything to piss people off, because what they do is that they come down to the office, or they go ahead and call back, and then we get their number, or they make a mistake, and then that's how I get my collections. He's like, no one has ever asked me, and he's like, let me ask you a question. How can you say that word and ask that with no fear? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I could be recording you right now, and if I play your job, I said, dude, I don't have any fear, because I don't fear the word, because I don't give any credence or power to the word. Just like I don't give any power to the word cracker or kike or spick. It's just ignorance, because you're breaking someone down to their lowest common denominator. He's like, you know what, man, I'm going to leave you alone. He's like, I'm never going to. I said, well, you should be leaving me alone. But anyway, by the way, dude, because this is from 17 years old on a cell phone bill in Wyoming where the antennas never worked, and it's for $71, and I'm never going to pay it. But my point is that people are terrified of words like that, and they're afraid to say them in a question. I don't think anyone should call anyone an N-word. I don't think anyone should call anybody a cracker or any other slur. I don't think you should call a woman a bitch. I don't think you should call a woman a whore. I don't think you should call anyone those names unless you lose that composure, I guess. But then there needs to be an atonement for that. But my point is that you, and I'm almost done, you got a point of a group of people, whether they're white, whether they're black, you've got people who are insulting Jews. They're calling MAGA people rats. They're calling black people N-words. And they don't care. So if we can sit here and allow all of that to be said, and some pastor to call people coons, why can't we ask the question of, why are you calling people coons? Why are you using the N-word? Why are you saying kike? Why are you saying spick or whatever it is, or whatever racial slur? Why are you saying it? And challenge people square away. Because Ethan came in and asked me, he goes, hey, did you say that word? I said, I did. I asked him a question because he was insulting. And he goes, I thought we were never supposed to use that word. And I said, I wasn't using that word derogatory in a derogatory way towards him. I was asking him a question. Are you trying to get me to say this? Because it's not going to work. And it wound up creating a conversation where this person stopped and said, I've never had anyone treat me that way or ask me a question. They just say the word to me, and then I know I got them. So, Amy, the long way around the barn is, why are these words that are being used every single day to describe white people or describe Mexicans or Jews, and nobody is actually saying the word in not a truth to power, which I hate that saying, but in a moment of saying, this is what it sounds like. I'm going to play it back for you and how you sound right now, and calling people out on this. I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, just a PSA for everybody who has an
I can't
iPhone.
hear
You can
you.
actually.
Go ahead, Amy.
Me?
I'm talking to her.
You can record your phone conversation. There's a little button at the top right corner of your phone. So if you want to record your conversation with somebody, if it's going that way, you can just record at any time. Two, I think we are becoming desensitized in a lot of ways, and we're also becoming too comfortable in a lot of ways. It's not, there's no respect anymore. I mean, I'm old enough to remember my grandparents being youngish. You know, they dressed differently than we do now. They carried themselves differently. They spoke differently. My parents are the same way. They can't, like, it's a different generation. I'm a different generation. I feel like my kids it's just bad. I don't know. And my kids go to Catholic school. They're very sheltered. They don't even know the slang words or the stuff of today's youth. But I think it's just a lot of watered down desensitization plus lack of respect for our brothers and sisters and our peers. It's just a lack of respect, in my opinion.
Deborah, thank you so much for your donation, $25. I did see it, but I was Deborah. In the middle of, that was pretty deep. And I want people to understand is Amy's known me for 4 years, and I think she probably have heard me say that word 2 times, maybe 3, and it's always in a question. Yep. I don't give power to words. If I give power to words, you then can control my emotions. But I'll be honest with you. People say the N-word and then they say cracker. I think they're both equally horrible. I don't use racial epitaphs on people. I just don't do it. I'll joke around. I'll make racist jokes. Fuck yes, I do. I do it all the time. And I don't care because I will hit everyone equally. I don't care what color you are. Paul Rivera, Joanne, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
But my point is that when you say desensitization, I don't agree with you because it's not desensitization, because that is the argument that is around every single thing. It's all about racism and homophobia and words hurt, and it's a hate crime to say shit. It's just not sensitivity to using the word in your own vernacular, but when anyone else uses it, all of a sudden there's negative connotation. I want you to think about that. When you heard me say the word, I did this the other night, people stop and go, did he just say that? He can't say that. He's white. Fuck you. I can't say it. It's in the English dictionary. I can say it all day long, but it's how I say it and how I use it. And this is why I will defend Joe Rogan till the day I die. He's used that word 32 times on his shows, but it was always in context. It was always quoting somebody else. And when they hit Joe Biden on that, I defended Joe Biden and saying he was quoting other people. Joe Biden said plenty of other racial shit. There's no doubt. But let's call a spade. And that's one thing Donald Trump has never said. He has never used that word, even though people say he has. Go ahead, Amy.
I was going to say, I think, yes, I actually agree with you. And maybe desensitization was not the right word, but maybe hypersensitivity to
there you go. There you go.
Racial slurs. Like that is because we can't use the wrong pronouns. We are hypersensitive. So I had that inverted. Sorry.
No, you did it right because
you're right. It's an inversion.
I get what you're saying, but it's still
Wrong.
It's still just hollow. Okay, here's an example. If somebody called me fat, I'm not fat. I have extremely chubby cheeks, and I have put on weight that I have been losing and working my butt off. But there's a stigma around that from my father and my addiction to medication and not taking care of myself, that I allowed a word to set me off. It doesn't set me off now. And the reason why is I decided not to give it any power. It's like when somebody says, you're stupid. I'm like, oh, okay. Good luck proving that. And you may win an argument, or you may come up with a clever meme, or you might get the Facebook post of the day, but that doesn't mean I'm stupid. And anytime you want to wax intellect, step up into the ring and let's go. But you can't sit here and say surmise in a person's entire existence with a word and expect not to be challenged on that. And that goes both ways. And whether you use it in song or in poetry or in jest or in just slang, it doesn't matter. It's still the same word. And when anyone uses that word, if you don't apply that positive intent that I have to apply to you in your rap songs or in your conversation at the 7-Eleven, then that is hypocrisy. And it's a double standard. And honestly, it's racism in itself. Because you're applying that moniker that I'm using is a racial epitaph when I have to assume every time you use it, it's coming from a good place. And that is a double standard beyond reproach. Caller, where are you from? What do you want to talk about?
Yo, this is Joanne from Chicago. I called you up to get that money. You all...
Dude, this guy was so taken aback when I just asked him, and he was just like, I've never had anyone ever asked me that question like that. And he's like, yeah, man, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to say that.
So we are talking to Joanna Man.
Yeah.
Is
this, who are we talking to? I recognize the voice, but damn it, I'm too tired.
Same.
Joseph.
Yep,
Minnesota.
it is Joseph.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. I knew it was Joseph. I just was making sure because, and then sometimes I say it. All right, Joseph, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. With the racial situation going on in this country, where you need to apologize if you're white. For instance, Caitlin Clark, she had to give kind of an apology situation that she's white, but she's getting elbowed in the face and, hacked. It's ridiculous. And then the NBA had their deal where they had the slam dunk competition. And a white guy won it. Jumped over a frickin' car, slam dunked, did all these.
I saw that.
Phenomenal dunks, man. It's like, white man can't jump? Well, I don't know. That white man did. I don't know.
Good movie, though. It was a good movie.
We need to get rid of this race deal in sports derivatives. Yeah, there's good white athletes. There's good black athletes, Asian athletes, Hispanic. Hispanics are awesome at frickin' baseball. That's all they play. And, I don't know. It's just sickening. How it infected like ESPN. I can't even watch it because all they focus in is the color of their skin. It isn't, it's like, oh my God, look at this. We got Super Bowl, 2 black quarterbacks. And we it's like, no, who cares?
Well, I'm watching this dunk on this car. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
He jumped over a guy, and he didn't land on his feet. I mean, did he win with his dunk?
Yeah, but watch another one. Look at a couple other ones where he jumps over a guy's back, grabs the ball off the top of his
It's a
Well,
good. I mean, I can't do that, so
I
I'm
can't do
impressed
that. Well,
by.
yeah.
I can't physically
look
do
at
that.
he jumps over
at
the
all.
guy and the
I
but
struggle
there's
to get
another
out. I
guy.
struggle to get out of bed in the morning. That would give me an 11. So, listen, it comes down to this. I am so sick of the color argument. I am so sick of you're black, you're white, you suck dick, you don't. You know what? It comes down to this. You're either a good human being or you're not. Everything else I don't care about. I just, when I look at somebody like my buddy Will, who's missing a leg, or Mike, I don't sit there and go, oh, look, it's Mike who's missing legs. And if I can do that, then I can also do, oh, I don't look at a guy and go, oh, hey, it's my black friend Steve. Or it's my lesbian friend Angela. I don't, and they're like, you don't see color. You're right. I don't see sex either, and I don't see disabilities because I don't look, because I become so comfortable with people and I immerse myself in the uncomfortability, so I just fucking get over it. And any type of stereotypes or uncomfortable nature that I may have, it just ends. Oh my God, but go figure. How hard is this? Why can't society just we need to basically just find an island of black people, of white people, gays, whatever, Muslims, Jews, and we need to throw them on this island. And you have to spend at least 1 month there before you can come back to civilization. So that's what we do in the military. And that is why people in the military don't give a fuck about your color or your disposition, because we have to rely on those people to save our lives.
We all bleed red, and that's the bottom line. And we're all, we all want the same things. We all want a good life,
right?
But yeah, I was watching some things today on Larry Bird, and do you remember Larry Bird?
Yeah,
back in the day.
Number 33, Boston Celtics, Indiana Hoosier. Yeah, I think I might know who he is.
Yep. And him and Magic, they had the rivalry, which, was crazy. And Larry Bird would be a trash talker, too. But he'd always back it up. But anyways, they didn't have the race issue going on in the 80s like that.
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did.
They did, but it wasn't.
I think it was different, though.
It was
I really
different,
do.
though.
It was different because we didn't have the media coverage on it like we do today.
You handled it in the locker room. You handled it on the court. You didn't fucking put it in the after presser, bearing your feelings, so everyone got
Yeah.
All right, Joseph, listen, I'm going to jump. I'm going to show you a couple of other things here real quick. We got to get going, buddy. It's 9 o'clock and we got to hit goal. I appreciate you, buddy.
We're staying on till we hit goal or until my kids get back from practice.
All right, Bubba. Love you, Joseph. Thanks, man. He is a good dude. Every time he calls, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
We got to hit goal. But first, I want to show you something that's going to tick you up. I want to get your opinion on this. A lot of people don't know this, is that I used to be a Disneyland. I was I was this close to Club 33 invitation.
Yeah.
Like that close. Yes, fanatical. I was like, oh, Bobby, love everyone in this group. Bobby, we love you too. You know this.
We love you the most.
If I was single and divorced, I'd probably have an affair with like 5 or 6 other women, but you're on the list. That's Bobby, I love you. She's like, great, I'm going to stop donating now. But I was fanatical.
Thanks.
I had all the buttons. Like I tracked down all the secret Mickeys.
Oh, jeez. That's a feat.
Not all of them, but you know what I mean. It's like that would be my thing. I saw the one in the haunted house, which is like one of the rarest ones to find because you have to actually get off the ride to see it. The one in the Pirates, the one in the Pancake House, in the Chicken House, the one next to the pumpkin. I mean, I love Disney. And my goal when I was working at Apple, and I most assuredly could have gotten into Club 33, there was a waiting list of huge, but the amount of money that we were spending almost $5,000 a month there. It's not a joke. You can ask Olivia. We would go every month for like 4 days, stay at the hotels, and that's what it costs. And we gave them $100,000 a year almost. We loved it. We loved Disney. It was awesome. And then Disney went all woke and shit. But I want to get your opinion on this because this, like my Disney aficionado, I have a feeling. But then also just not even a Disney guy and a parent, and I also have a feeling. So watch this and let me get your reaction. I was really waiting for this tonight because I really wanted to see what you thought. Here it is. So Mickey this is Halloween, October, obviously. Mickey's in his Bones costume. And kid is walking behind Mickey. And Mickey butt checks him. And nothing happened.
Yeah,
and when I say nothing, like my kid has fallen off the top of his crib on his head. Nothing. Look at this. I mean, it couldn't have went better. One step and plants on his diaper.
But yeah.
Everything's fine. Kid's not even, look, mom, this person's laughing. I'm walking in front of your camera. I'm just like, you son of a bitch. And, you know, event staff are here. They're all mic'd up. SWAT team comes out of the building. I mean, the whole thing. Kid gets up and he's like, hi, Mickey. Here it is in full speed. Watch this. Mickey starts looking for parents, right? That's good. Good for Mickey. And he finds Dad. And Mickey starts grabbing his hand as he's trying to take a picture because the only thing his kid wants is a picture of Mickey. That's all the kid wants. Kid doesn't give a shit. Kid could have a fractured sternum and a cracked fifth column in his spine, and all he wants is a picture of Mickey, right? And Dad is just trying to do what Dad should do, knowing his kid's fine, is trying to take a picture. And Mickey starts shaking his hand, pulls his phone out, grabs the kid, puts hand in, and says, I'm watching you. Watch your kid. Rubs the kid, kisses him, still just wants a picture. Says, I'm watching you still. And the whole thing is Mickey goes about his own business, what he always does, which is walking at 175 miles an hour so no kid could possibly catch up with him. So he doesn't have to do the one thing he doesn't want to do, which is sign an autograph. Now, I understand they have shows to do. I understand they've got to get to different places in the park. I get all this. I've been behind the scenes in Anaheim and Orlando and Paris and Japan. I've seen it all. I get it. They have an incredibly difficult job, and they have a time limit from getting to point A to point B, and if they don't hit it, they get in trouble. So they got to hit kids quickly and keep moving. And there's always 2 security guards, if not 3.
Right.
And they run it like they're running a relay like the president. 1 cop in front, 1 cop in back, and 1 on the side. And whenever the side gets engaged with a person, front comes up, takes the position, they go in the back, and they intercept people so Mickey can walk free. I get it. But if you got time for a lecture, do you have time for a picture? Amy?
Okay, so I'm a drama nerd myself. One of my high school friends worked for Disney. He no longer works for Disney. He works for NASCAR now, but worked for Disney for a long time. And was a character there. I won't say which one, but totally suited him.
Why can't you say which one? Even if you say we don't know.
Tell
us what he was.
He played more than one. So he was like a barbershop quartet person initially. And he worked in Orlando, not California. And then he did something else, and I honestly don't know what it would. But it was like
he was in the barbershop quartet?
He did that. Yeah. Like
those
he
guys
was
are
like
talented.
He was an amazing singer. It still is. I mean, he's
gay.
Yeah.
Gay though.
100%. 100%.
Totally get it. It's okay. It's all right. It's in every barbershop. I mean, even the 70-year-old guy who's like, you're like, yeah, you're gay.
And I was so in love with him in high school because I had no idea he was gay. So
you don't strike me as a person who has a gaydar.
I don't. I just love everybody. So anyway, so I heard some like insider knowledge. So, and also I will share another experience too of my own child at Disney World, in Orlando. These people have 2 to 3 security guards or handlers. They're not called security guards. They're handlers. They are responsible for making sure children do not fall. They're responsible for cleaning up anything. Like they are responsible, not the parents. Like they are literally contractually responsible for making sure your kids are safe at their meet and greets, even if they're just walking around. They are responsible for your children even if you're not around. So for Mickey to stop and like do the I'm watching you or whatever he thought, and it's a woman in that Mickey costume, with
Guarantee
blue hair.
Fucking and a nose ring. Of course. Guarantee it. I'm with you.
And she probably has no kids either. Like doesn't have any kids.
But she's got a hamster, and her house smells like patchouli and Birkenstock. Yes, completely.
And I love
I'm with
patchouli,
you.
I'm just saying. But no, like this woman has no children.
Oh God, it smells like it smells like a hippie hobo. Oh God, make me barf.
I don't wear it, but I do love the smell.
I'd rather wear dog shit a la toilette than patchouli.
Patchouli and vanilla.
If you ever wear patchouli, I will barf. If you wear that to the photo shoot, I'm going to throw up.
Oh, I wear Chanel, Mademoiselle.
Chanel's fine.
Anyways,
but just don't wear patchouli.
Anyways, there's a whole code of conduct. They have to go through like rigorous training. You can't just like become like a handler. Like it's like security guard duty on like crack.
Yes,
it's really like my second story really quick about Disney. My child had strep throat, but I had already paid for tickets. So I was like, we're gonna go, and so we go.
Not a mom. Love moms like you. When the whole fucking park gets infected because of you.
Buttercup. I don't care. Suck it up.
Everyone gets strep. People die of fucking measles because Amy, she kills the Pope. She's like, you're gonna go meet that Pope. Cough on him.
I paid like $500 for these fucking tickets. So we go. So I go.
So
take my
expensive.
kid. So expensive. So my kid literally is like, I don't feel well. I'm like, it's okay. We're just getting on this last ride. Then we'll like go. And he's like, no, I really don't feel well. And I
Thunder Mountain with an hour. It's like Cars with a 2-hour wait.
I want to say it was like one of the Pirates of the Caribbean. It was one of those rides. It was like not
Pirates,
a crazy ride, but it was like a long wait.
Sure.
And he's like, I could see his like color turning. I'm like, okay, we gotta get out of line. So I'm like running him through the line. We get out of line. We get to like an open area, but he just like barfs everywhere. And before my kid, before I can even, I'm such a good mom. Before I can even like react, I'm not exaggerating this. 5 Disney employees were like cleaning. They came out of nowhere. They came out.
Yep.
They cleaned it up. I mean, they're handing my kids stickers. They're handing them water. They're like, let's escort you out of this public place because you're ruining our vibe. Like it was amazing.
Do you want to know? Can I tell you the secret to the sawdust? It's sawdust with motor oil, but so it doesn't smell. It's maple syrup.
That's what it was. It had that smell. It has that.
Maple syrup. And the maple syrup covers up the puke, but it's oil, motor oil, sawdust, and maple syrup. And it absorbs it like that, and it doesn't get sticky. And it smells amazing, but that's what they use on puke. Yeah, it's incredible.
And it took them less than 1 minute to clean up my kid's puke, comfort him. We got stickers. We got lollipops. We got whatever. We were like, what do you want to not be upset today? I was like,
I comp my hotel so I can get my kidney replaced.
We stayed on property. I couldn't afford that then. But anyways.
All right. So was there any more? Because I gotta go to a new.
No, I just to put this on a bow on it. Like this person is an asshole. Just to sum it up. Just saying.
Totally. And you and I completely agree. Like I saw that. I'm like, that is the shittiest Mickey Mouse I've ever seen. Because your whole thing should be sure. All right, let's dust you off. They dust the bottom, but they don't touch it. Right? They dust it, they pat him on the head, they give him a kiss, and they have the smack noise, which is now all electronic. And then you take a picture with a kid, and then that's it. You're done. You shut up. You don't lecture the dog. If grab me, I'll be like, Mouse, let me just be honest with you. My son can't hear me, but if you I'm going to rip your fucking head off and shove it up your ass if you touch my phone one more fucking time. You hear me? It's probably why I got banned from the parks. No, I didn't get banned from the parks. But this is why I no longer go, because it became a chore. And it seemed like everything was a fucking lecture. And everywhere you go is like DEI and inclusion and just like Merida. that one of her handmaids was black, and I'm like, there weren't any black people in Scotland and Ireland in those times. Give me a break. They were all in the United States. All right, moving on. That was a joke.
Go to Hershey Park. It's awesome. Love Hershey Park.
We are going to go to Hershey Park. We wanted to do that.
Let me know when you go, because I will tell you.
We'll go with you
every year.
Okay, Joy Reid, folks. Real quick. Hey, we're light on donations. Got to play it. We're about $52 shy. Here we go.
The Dumb Show was built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down. But for over a year, you, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time, it all matters. Most of you spend 10+ hours a week with us. Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time, and we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps us more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps keep us going. Dumb Nation, we appreciate you more than words can say.
Joy Reid is out of a job. She's going to be used as a consultant or what? Hold on, let me get it out.
National holiday.
She what?
Should be a national holiday.
Oh, I'm so happy. They need to get rid of the View too.
Yes.
But this is something that everyone should be celebrating. I mean, when I say everybody should be celebrating. Here is Joy Reid, and I got a copy of this, and I think she took it down, but she decided to address the country. And I have that Shure mic, and I think I got to send it to either Amy or Leroy. You can have it. It's very much an upgrade. That's a pod mic.
I had a Shure mic, but I had a Shure mic before.
I gave it to Olivia because your voice on that was cutting out, and it was too much power for your thing. So what I'm going to do is this one is powered. So you don't even need an amp anymore. It has an amp built in. It's very nice. It's that one right there. It's one Damani uses. I'm going to give it to you. And I need to get Leroy taken care of. Anyway, whatever. But I've got this for you. And remind me to give you this mic because it's $500 mic. It's very, very good. I just don't use it. I was using it to record, and I just don't do any recorded shows anymore. It's too much, and people weren't. Maybe I'll go back to it someday. Anyway, whatever. Here we go. Dennis Rodman is decided to do a podcast, and here, Dennis Rodman. Listen to this. You haven't heard it. I don't think many people have seen it because she took it down, but here it is.
My show had value, and that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't be sorry. I have more listeners than you do now. I just thought I'd let you know
that that what I was doing had value. Had value. And in the end, I'm sorry. I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you.
Wait, toilet
like
paper?
her African.
Wait a second. Fucking paper towels?
Yes.
What motherfucker gave a woman a paper towel to wipe her tears? How about some Kleenex, dude? You gotta worry.
They're like the luxury, like they're like for rich people. They are a real thing. I'm just saying.
Those are paper towels. Look under his. Why are we married today? Seriously, look at me.
I'm just saying that there's like
look at that.
Like yes,
that's a paper towel.
That is a paper towel, but they're like they're soft.
Okay,
SOFT, soft.
I'm not. Why don't you FUCK? Okay, OFF.
Okay.
Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
I eat morons like you up for breakfast.
I don't.
It needs to be like broken down line by line almost. There was just so many things wrong with everything she said. Like, truly wrong. I'm sorry. I don't like her, so it's hard for me to give an unbiased opinion. She's so freaking horrible. And I hate her fake brick wall.
That was... My dog is still here. That was the dumbest shit I have ever heard. And that is saying something from that woman. I don't even know where to begin. Oh, I know. This is it.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's it. That's all I've got for her. But I do have something to commemorate the occasion, because we don't want to leave empty-handed, right? Handouts are always important. So, Joy Reid, we've got a little gift for you. I pulled up an old tape. Hey, Ashley, $25. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Ashley. Thanks for getting us closer, Ashley. We're getting there.
We're almost there. Someone do math.
So, $27. Less than that. Here is the video. See if I can find it. In honor of Joy Reid, here is the time that her and Rachel Madcow, Dennis Rodman, and Kurt Rambis, it's pretty much who they look like. Go look up Kurt Rambis. Tell me it's not Rachel Maddow with a beard. Found out that Donald Trump indeed was going to win in 2024. This is glorious. Merry Christmas to Joy Reid. Rachel, you're right around the corner. You make way too much money. They're going to fire your ass. I cannot wait for that to take place. Here it is.
Trump has now taken the lead in Bucks County.
NBC News now projects that in the battleground state of Georgia in the presidential race, Donald Trump has prevailed. The Republican Party will control the United States Senate. This is live from Howard University in Washington, D.C.
We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted. Thank you all.
A short and to-the-point statement from Cedric Richmond, the Harris campaign co-chair. You now see them turn as one to start to leave the grounds.
The evening was getting increasingly somber as people realized what this map is looking like. They turned off the TV set and just piped up the music because the room was starting to get increasingly somber.
You know, we always knew it was going to be down to the blue wall, and the blue wall is still uncalled at this point. But it sounds like the Harris campaign is sort of keeping things tight in terms of whether or not they're going to string people along into thinking this is going to happen.
What they went to that venue tonight hoping to see and witness was a historic election of Kamala Harris to the presidency, was the end of the Trump era as they knew it. And so we don't know the outcome yet, but that is not what they are receiving. And they are being told to go home
and wait till tomorrow.
And nothing that was true yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not true now. I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign. Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed. She had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Swifties. She had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign.
In Western Europe and in the UK and in the Middle East, people are waking up to this.
Oh, and they are.
I've gotten people from Western Europe who are extraordinarily alarmed and terrified.
May I reiterate, there are 2 of the 7 swing states that have been called by NBC News right now, which is Georgia and North Carolina. None of the other 5 states have been called at this point. You can see this is the battleground states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, the so-called blue wall. None of those states called by NBC News. In the swing state of Pennsylvania, NBC News now projects that presidential contest has been won by Donald Trump. It presents an insurmountable future here for Kamala Harris and for the Democratic ticket. Let's watch as Trump takes the stage in Palm Beach, Florida.
We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Boy, it's going to be a real tough speech for her.
Well, hold on. I got one thing to.
You make me happy.
Joy Reid.
The kids are doing something else nowadays. I'm trying to learn it. I don't know. It's like something else. I have no idea. Your kids will know. They do. No, they do like a heart.
Sign?
But it's like
blood.
I don't know. No, it's like a heart, but like it's not like this, like the heart that we grew up doing. It's like a.
Don't
no,
let
they
me
do
fully.
like ask your kids. Ask your kids. Just go ask either of your kids.
I don't know, but all I know is that how many white boys do you know that can throw the blood sign? I'm just saying.
Oh, West Side. That's wrong. It's totally wrong. I don't know.
2-6 Crips. 2-6 Crips. We can do it all day long. I am so happy.
We need to have something made for her as a parting gift. Instead of her big Africa earrings, I think we should make her some giant earrings with the American flag upside down over Africa, implying that we will be owning them next. Just saying.
I think it would be nice for us to get on top of that. I'm just glad she's gone. I love seeing all these liberals fall. I mean, Don Lemon, Cuomo, you've got Joy Reid now. You know The View is next. Good. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Dog, seriously, talking in her sleep like crazy.
Oh.
Folks, we are $27 away from our goal. It's, it's
help a brother out.
February was so good. It was going so well. It's just been a little slow. I know, but we really were doing we were just cooking every night. It's just been a little slower the last couple nights. That's okay. It's fine. It's just we got to try to hit it. Here's a quick video, and then we are out of here. Wait, what's that?
I froze for a second. So I just would appeal to people's softer side because I have missed a lot of days this month, I feel like. So what I'm gathering is that you guys are punishing the show by me not being on, and I'm here. And
I am. I'm purposely withholding donations just to make you feel guilty. Folks,
it's hurting me.
Here is the video. Listen, I this is quick, but hey, JD, there it is. We're so close. Seriously, folks. If everyone gives 10, I'm staying on either way. Here's the video. Elon Musk sent out a letter, said, tell me the 5 things you did last week on your job. I have been part of corporate. I have led tens of thousands of people. I am going to give you some perspective on this. Listen to these little bastards cry. Listen to them cry. Whine, wah. But first this.
Join WimKen.com, the social media platform built for free speech and true connection. No censorship, no algorithms controlling your feed, just genuine conversations and a commitment to protecting your rights. Sign up today at webkin.com and take back your voice. Tell them Matt and the Dumb Show sent you.
Yeah, I thought we got Mel's donation. Didn't we say, Mel, live? I thought we said.
I don't remember saying.
Guys,
I don't remember saying that.
I am so fucking tired.
But
did you
if we
get
miss
Mel's?
something, we will. I didn't see Mel's pop up.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you should punch that through then. Yeah, Liv just got it, so it was delayed. She's getting it. Here is
Thank you, Mel.
real quick. No, we're not saying thank you yet because it hasn't come through. Folks, we're going to be doing our shoot, and we were trying to come up with an idea. We're going to have our suits and our dresses, and then we're going to do I'm probably going to wear a black sweater with Levi's, and because I make this damn thing look good. I'm just letting you know. What, Amy? Are you wearing a black sweater?
I actually was thinking of wearing the Steve Jobs turtleneck because that looks good on me.
Fine, you can wear that, but this is a thermal, so it's fine. Thank you, Mel. You're the best,
You're
Mel.
amazing.
Thank
Amazing.
you, man.
We love you.
So to get this out, thank you. We'll be doing a t-shirt, hat, Don't Unfriend Me gear, kind of like a relaxed sweater and jeans, and then also suits. But we're going to do the Friends logo just like this, but it will say Amy, Leroy, Matt, and Olivia, and we're going to mix it up. One person will be wearing a hoodie, someone wearing a long sleeve, someone wearing a t-shirt. We're going to mix it up. So this is what we're going to do, which is kind of cool. So it'll be a Friends theme. We'll try to sit on a couch and do the whole thing. So we can't wait for this shoot. It's I've been working out like crazy. Amy's been doing 2-a-days. Olivia's been eating cookies every night. Leroy's been eating hamburgers. So at least Amy and I are going to look damn good. So it's all.
I'm not. I'm so far from my goal. It's my hormones. Is Liv wearing black, by the way, or is she still wearing red? I meant to ask her that. I'll ask her.
The only thing I care about is what's at the end of my bed at night. I don't really know, and I don't care. So you're going to have to ask her. Here's the video. Listen to this shit, and then we're going to get out of here.
First, just tell us about.
Yeah, we're doing suits and ties. I'm doing a charcoal suit, or I'm doing a blue, like the one Benny always wears. I've got like 20 suits, but I need to get refitted because when I got my suits, I was a 48, but now I'm a 52. Like I have put on so much girth. I need to get a new jacket.
And I have a really pretty blue dress that would look good on Liv. I think I'm never gonna lose the weight that I need to lose to wear this dress, but Liv could wear it. I need to drop it off to see if she wants.
What size are you?
That dress is like a size 4.
She's not gonna fit a 4. Are you kidding me?
It's adjustable.
No, she won't. No,
like
no,
a
she
6'8",
won't.
but I'm like chubby at the moment.
Olivia is a 6'8".
Yeah.
She's 8'6", but she's got hips. She's Latin. How about we do this? How about we stop talking about this and play the damn video? Here we go.
Out this email and what it was like receiving it and what you all have talked about after getting it.
Sure. I got this email Saturday afternoon, about 3 p.m., and I felt absolutely infuriated.
Nice, Mary. I'm glad you got your coffee. Matt is a great dude, and trust me, when you cook it, you will just blow you away. It's wonderful when you brew it. Just got notification. Coffee shipment is coming from.
Photo, Mary.
Yes, it is very, very cool. But it's coming soon. It'll be there. Let's watch the rest of this, and then I got to talk about Canada hockey game.
Getting this email with a demand within 48 hours to provide a response on what I did within the last week or face termination. This is clearly an attempt from Elon Musk to harass and bully and intimidate the federal workforce, which is part of his broader plan to gut the federal workforce and privatize public sector services to ensure that corporations like his own can get more profit.
I didn't know Terry Polo was in the federal government. I thought she was an actress on Meet the Parents. I'm just going to be really calm and concise. Whenever I wanted to make sure that someone was doing their job, I sent them this fucking email. And I got 2 replies. One was an answer that was so long I never wanted to see it again. So I called them and said, don't you ever respond to any of those emails ever again. Or the second one is that they would throw a hissy fit. And the ones that threw a hissy fit didn't have 5 things that they actually did last week and were struggling so fucking bad to fill it out that they didn't. It tells you what you need to know. It's called the 30,000 foot look. when you are a remote leader, you send out an email like that or send a project, and whoever doesn't do it, that's your store visits for that week. And the reason why is because those are the people that are fucking off. Thomas Austin, 51.99. Thank you so freaking much. And you guys always get us there. We love you and appreciate you. The point is this. I am not a micromanaging leader. I am a hard leader. When I'm in your store, we're going to work. We're going to pick apart your books. We're going to look at your training folders. We're going to make sure your margins are there. We're going to look at your payroll report. We're going to do spot check and inventory. We're going to do some personal growth development on your PDP plan. And I am in your store, and then you will not see me for 3 months because I'm going to give you so much shit to do that you don't want me in your store again. I would visit most of my stores once every 3 months. And the reason why is because I left instructions for my people that gave them tangible results on their growth and their store's growth. And if I didn't see that movement, I didn't have to go back out there. I would just literally tell them, you are not making the turn. You're not doing the agreed upon stuff that we did. Therefore, I'm writing you up. Go ahead and sign it. Send it on back to me. It was a great relationship. But when they needed raises, I went to the fucking mat for them. I got them every single dime I could. I always kept my word. And I never took a raise unless my people got a raise. I would stand up to customers. They loved me and hated me at the same time. The point is, this shit isn't tough. And if you pussies, Lois, thank you so much, $21.10, can't handle your boss asking you, give me 5 things you did, and you can't come up with it, it means you're a shitty fucking employee and you don't deserve the job anyway. Amy, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Thomas and Lois, first of all. 2, before I worked for myself, I worked in a medical office. I did teeth. I worked with people's teeth as a living. My bosses were all Jewish except for 2, and a couple bosses at that point. And every year we got a review, and every year we had to answer questions about our own how we felt we performed, and then they would also tell us how they felt we performed. I never felt my job was on the chopping block ever, like ever. But it did depend on how much money I would ask for a raise. And it encouraged me to work like, oh, okay, they thought I didn't do as well with this that I thought I did. And so I need to work my ass off this year, knowing my next review is in a year. And I'm going to fucking have to make this up so I can make the money I choose to make. I worked for them for about 15 years, I think. Because I started in high school, by the way, with these people, and they're the best bosses ever, and they were Jewish and amazing people, just the best. So I'm just going to throw that out there again because they were amazing, just wonderful people, and it was a great way to self-evaluate and then also report like, hey, well, I'm going to argue this point to my boss. Like, I know I did X, Y, and Z. He may not see it this way, but here's my stats to back it up. Here are the things I did to back this up. I think it's good for self-accountability. You can argue why you should be earning your position or the money that you're making, or it's a great way for you to say like, hey, maybe I need to actually earn my keep here. I need to put in more effort. I need to be spending the time doing X, Y, and Z. And now as someone who's self-employed, I do this every fucking day. What have I done today? Did I do X, Y, and Z? Did I meet my quotas today? Did I earn the amount of money that I need to live off every single day? Did I earn that today? I have to answer those questions every single day. So it's not weird. It's normal.
I look at it this way. If Amy just was like, well, Matt takes care of the muds as best as he can. I look at it this way. I take care of people for the amount of work they do. That's it. And I know what this company makes. Mel called.
Oh.
Hi, Mel. Thanks for making a long day longer. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay.
Okay, I got it now. You can't go yet. Let me just finish this. My point is, my goal is to get to a place where we can make a certain amount of money that secures my family, pays my bills, all those type of things, and we're getting really close. Like we're getting to a good spot. Hard part is donations are taxable by 40%. That makes it hard because you look at the overall number and go, oh, Matt makes $300 a night, $400, $500 a night, right? 40% taxes. So Then there's overhead. Then you got to buy the shirts, buy the books. Then you got to run the time. You got to upgrade the shop. You got to put your hours in. So in order for this show to be lucrative, it's got to be doing $250,000 a year. That's the truth. In order to be like real, no, it's not. And we're really close. We really are in a lot of ways. But in order to take care of mods and take care of Amy, take care of Lyra, we need contract. And that's what has to take place. And it's going to happen. It just takes time. It just doesn't happen overnight. But if you go, well, there's no way, Matt, it would have happened already. Bullshit, man, because I'll tell you what, if you asked me about Wimkin, there was no chance in hell I thought Wimkin was going to happen. If you asked me about stock from Wimkin, it was never going to happen. The donations, never going to happen. The money that we've made from other platforms, my podcast, which honestly is my number one revenue maker, even bigger than Facebook. Our podcast is huge. Our podcast for a news source, I think got ranked 14th in the world for news. Yeah. 14th in the world. That's incredible. I mean, we get 175,000 downloads a month on our podcast. That is an ungodly amount of numbers for a podcast. So our podcast does really well. Point is, we got to get there. And it can't just be all the dummies, right? There has to be other ways. Now, if Facebook stopped screwing us over, we would be there and everyone would be fat and happy, but it's not. All right, Mel, you called in. I know we kind of beat this to death, so we're going into overtime because I have to say something. So I want to eat my crow, and I've got some things to say. The United States lost against Canada in overtime, where we outshot, had better time of possession, had higher scoring chances, clogged the neutral zone for the entire game, dominated Canada for the entire fucking game, minus the one shot that McDavid got on a turnover in the back of the net that should not have happened because Austin Matthews basically is an honorary fucking Canadian. So congratulations to Mel for the one-shot win on the game. And I bowed down, but I will tell you this. It doesn't matter because in the court of public opinion, we won because we did not boo. We respected your national anthem, and we shouted louder, in my opinion, for USA than y'all did Canada. But congratulations on your win, since you will never win a Stanley Cup ever again, Mel.
That was the most humble thing I've ever heard Matt say.
Wasn't that good? Wasn't that good?
That was really good. Thank you, Mel. Like, you're the best. We're so glad you're here, Mel. We love you.
I'm growing.
Well, Amy, I will tend to disagree with your assessment of Matt's humble
I just know I'm better.
for the loss.
Know I'm better.
But that's what happens in hockey. It doesn't matter whether it's overtime or whatever. It doesn't matter what happens in the in between whatever. It's that last shot. Guess what?
I know. The W.
They lost. Canada won. It's all good. We all still, and it was a great goal.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Can't take that away from Connor. That was awesome.
No, but McKinnon got the MVP because he is the best player in hockey. Sorry.
Yeah.
McKinnon's amazing. Sorry. And the only reason I think McKinnon's a better player than McDavid is because of his two-way game. But honestly, the best player in fucking hockey, it is. McDavid can't play defense to save his fucking life. But Ovechkin, can you believe this? He's 13 goals away. He got a fucking Hattie last night. He's 13 goals. He's going to beat Gretzky this season. Like, if he has
how many years does Ovechkin play longer than Wayne did?
It doesn't matter. You know that doesn't matter.
It does. It does fucking matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, you're comparing apple to oranges for scoring goals in game, like whatever, and
that's like saying Martin Brodeur is a better goaltender than Waugh. Hold on a second.
Fucking Russian.
Stop it. Stop it. Listen to
me.
I hate Ovechkin. Okay. I would never say Martin Brodeur is better than Patrick Waugh because Martin Brodeur has more wins. I'm not an idiot. I'm not saying Ovechkin is better than Gretzky. In no way, shape, or form is Ovechkin better. Ovechkin's not even better than Mario Lemieux. He's not even better than Sergei Fedorov. Ovechkin's not even a Brett Hull.
Better than Gordon Howe. So, let's go.
No, Ovechkin scores empty netters and sits on the left-hand sides of the power play. That's all he does.
Exactly.
I know. but he's still going to get his goal record, and that's pretty fucking incredible.
Oh,
Come on.
well, yeah. So we're going to give it to a Russian going, oh, look, that guy. I'm like, Ovechkin, I absolutely fucking hate this guy. Hated
Between
him
you and Amy,
all the
between Amy wanting to kill the Pope and you wanting to kill Ovechkin.
Oh, yeah.
Hi. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
How much
Hi,
they pray for
kiddo.
the Pope?
A lot.
A lot.
See,
Did we say how did we do the reason for him?
I was telling your mom how much I love the Pope, and I've been praying, and it just
can't
warms my heart that you do the same. I know she can. I love her.
Mr. Matt was saying he was just saying how much he's praying for the Pope as well, and it warms
yeah.
my heart. that
You know what? I
you're
really
like-
don't want the bolt of lightning to hit me, so we're gonna stop and say, Mel,
Yeah, me too.
you get last word. You get it's all you won, so you get a full minute. Go ahead. Now you know what a minute is, right? Not Canadian time.
I think that's 60 seconds on both sides of the border. But yeah.
But you're a woman, so it might be 90. But go ahead. You get a full minute yourself.
I'm a woman. Really? Yeah. No, I'm a really old cranky broad. So yeah, maybe it is what it is. But no, that's not why I had really called.
Oh.
But
well, what did you want to talk about?
well, it was your last topic. I was kind of
talk about the business. Go ahead. And the 5 things you did. Go ahead.
No, and your business is doing really well, except you need to now, because Dan Bongino and Paula started their business the same as you and Olivia did in your basement, whatever.
Yeah.
And they expanded it. So you might really want to consider getting the sponsors and the whatever, because that's how Dan started.
Yeah, but you got to get the numbers for sponsors, right? So we would have to consist.
You can do it. You can do it too. Like
I know we can.
He said,
I know we can.
With shit.
Oh my God!
So,
I know we can. We just need listen. We need the throttling from Facebook to stop, and it's been that way. We've been slow. I don't know if you saw. We were like 116 tonight. We're getting 275, 300 a night. That is huge leaps. I mean, we've gotten 30,000 followers this month. Things are starting to cook. I had to find my rhythm, and Amy and Leroy and Olivia always brought the quality. I had to find how I wanted to show up. So I was holding the show back.
That was very generous
Honestly,
of you, Matt. Thank you for that compliment. I'm not going to say anything else. That was just very generous of you.
Why?
You're very kind. Because you.
No, kid. I was holding the show back. I was.
No.
My arrogance, yes, it was. I know you're loyal, and I love you for it. But I was a loudmouth. Shut up, Mel.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking to you. God damn it. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Only if it's nice, though.
Oh no, and your arrogance is good in a certain. You have to put that little claw over your whatever. Like same as Dan. Dan's arrogance is the same as yours. You guys are symbiotic. I watch Dan and I listen to him every day. I know Amy does it, whatever, but I do. I listen to Dan in the morning and I listen to you at night. So I'm like, and I listen to both of you. I'm like, holy crap, it's like they're twins. I'm like, a little bit different approach in their whatever, but so Matt, you got to take it to the next level. You really got to go and reach out. And now that Dan is, and he knows he has to step back. And I know Paul and Evita are going to, try to keep the Bongino alive, or that was syndicate alive. But you also should have to think about reaching out to all of these people, these companies, and be sponsors and do whatever and do their like. I know it's a pain in the ass. I know
it's not a pain in the ass. It's that you have to have Mel, you got to trust me, as I know a lot about this business because of my marketing background. You have to have the numbers. I have to have 1,000 listeners a night in order to get sponsors. If I don't have that listenership, I'm not going to get the sponsorships. The fact that we have a sponsorship with Wimkin that is as big as it is, which is incredible, is huge. Without it, we would be dead in the water. So we're working on it, but I also I can't have a conflict, right? So I've got to be very careful who I choose.
No,
but
that's understandable. It took Dan a long time. Like he said on Sunday, it took him a long time, him and Paul out of the basement, to get to where they are now. You guys are like 4 years, well, almost 5 plus, into this new infancy, into this whole business. But I guarantee you can do the same thing that Dan has done and rock the world, because what you are is exactly the same as what Dan is doing now. You will be you are the same, and I guarantee you'll get tapped too.
We're better.
Well, I love Bongino. Listen, I think that we bring a different element. I don't think there's anyone that does the show like we do, because it's real people. It's very real, and it's going to get there. I hope the Bongino army finds their way over here. I do. But I had to figure out how to stop attacking my people. I almost did it tonight with Tammy. There's times where I don't know how to say, hey, wait a second, I disagree with that. And I had to learn that. So tonight, I'm tired. It's been 10 days. I'm fucking fried. And it got the best of me. But I think I've been really patient lately. And I think it helps the viewership. And honestly, when you listen to people's questions and talk to them and not berate them for their opinions, it's amazing how people want to come back. And it's crazy that I had to learn that. Yeah. But I love this team. I love who we are, and I love where we're going. I think the Barry Morgenstein photo shoot is going to help a lot, because we're going to be on his site. This is a huge thing. I mean, this guy is coveted.
I saw, like, you had that little, not to interrupt Mel and change the subject completely and make it about me, but I want to for just a second. But you put that little like avatar people up of all 4 of us, and you have my hair cropped, and I'm like, that's such a cute haircut. Should I do that? Like, I'm getting my hair done in like 2 weeks. I'm way overdue. But like,
a woman should never cut her. A woman should never.
You
cut
have
her
it like
hair.
a little, like it's like so cute, like that. Like I'm like, oh, I love that. Like I could do that, right? I could do the. No. I've never had short hair.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You look, Amy. You are a sex kitten. Mel, you are a sex cougar, and I'm gonna go have sex with my wife. And I love you all, but I appreciate you having to go. Amy, you got 1 minute. Mel, we love you too, buddy. You are the best. Thank you for making us feel so good. We love you.
Here you go. Yeah, you can ask for blessings and pray. Whatever.
Thanks, Mel. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for always being such a big supporter. We love you, kid. She's amazing. She makes me feel so good.
Whatever you want to pray for, whatever you want to do.
What's going on, kid?
Nothing.
Did you score any goals or try tonight?
No.
No. Did you suck at rugby tonight?
Yeah.
What position do you play in rugby, Fiona?
All. Usually, yeah, today I was usually the person who passes the ball back to the people who run.
So she's in tag rugby, so it's a little different than what Zach plays. He's still a hooker.
I was a hooker and a lock. I was the biggest hooker and lock to ever play the frickin' game, but I could get down low because I'm all legs.
Yeah.
All legs.
So Zach's always played hooker, and what else does he play? He plays hooker and something else with the pile that they get in. I don't know. He does something with that pile.
Scrum?
Yes. He's like one of the scrum halves. Scrum half and hooker. That's his.
And there's halfback and fullback, and it's a fun sport. Fiona, we love you. Amy, did you have anything else, or we're gonna call it a night?
No, just thank you so much, everyone, for the donations. Again, we love you guys. We really appreciate you all. Mel, thank you for calling in. We love you all, and I will see you on Wednesday.
We are going to probably do our show, since it's going to be March. It'll be fairly warm here. There's a fire pit stone. It's gorgeous. It's got a beautiful backlay. And I think what we'll do is we're going to put up a few lights, take these off, bring them down there, take the soundboard. We've got plenty of mics, and we're going to sit around the fire and do a show that way. It'll be kind of just like reminiscing, and it'll be a fun show. And I just got to get it all hooked up. But Matt, would it be inappropriate to tap into the Bongino army and tag them with your link? No. I mean, you guys should. That's what the dummies, the mods do, is they go to pages all the time and talk about our stuff. Bongino's raw. and I'm slower to the point for a reason. So I like to build, and I like to talk about facts. You are going to get stoned. Yes, Thomas, that's what we're all going to smoke weed. We're going to, no, we're not. We're going to eat ice cream and read scripture. No drinking, nothing. We're going to be good people. We're going to pray, and we're going to reflect on our friendships in the Holy Trinity and confess our worst sins so we can be pure of soul. That's what we're going to do. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody. Good night. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow, 7 o'clock with Leroy and myself. It'll be a good show. Remember, March 13th, we are going to be with Barry Morgenstein. We'll have a special show on Friday that night. It'll have Amy, myself, Leroy, Olivia, all in hopefully the same place. And then Saturday, we're going to spend some time together. We're going to do it behind the scenes. We're really excited for it. See you guys. Thanks for all the donations. Love you.
Yeah. Love you guys. Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Thanks, Aim. Bye, Fiona.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.